At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Farmers know crop insurance is essential for managing risk. It's also valuable for maximizing revenue. The crop insurance officers at Farm Credit Services of America have proprietary tools and expertise to deliver the personalized crop and revenue protection you need for the peace of mind you want. Nobody delivers crop insurance like this. Discover the difference by calling 800-884-FARM. Agriculture works here.
Birds like tanagers are great at flying out of the way to miss your car, deer, and other drivers are not. If you're in any kind of accident, bring your vehicle to Blaine's Body Shop in Vermillion. We repair your vehicle to pre-accident condition and handle the entire process from start to finish, including an accurate estimate and dealing with the insurance adjuster. So good luck to the tanagers, and if you're in an accident, bring your vehicle to
Blaine's Body Shop. Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Let's be real. You work. You worry. You wait. You wonder. These are the challenges of life on the farm. As a community bank, First Bank & Trust understands this rural reality. They're big enough to help ag producers grow for the future and small enough to get to know you right now. Our ag bankers have ag backgrounds, which means we'll help you work through the tough years and make the most of the great ones. First Bank & Trust. Real banking, real easy.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here is your spot with Live Ticket TV. With over 65 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you find the right market. Plus, you can work with me, Heath, and a portion of all sales made go right back to the school. Get a hold of me today and let's get started in helping build your brand with Live Ticket TV.
At Northern State University, Your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
There's no better organization that gives back to the student athletes than the Booster Club. The Vermillion Booster Club is committed to helping all student athletes grow. Join the Tanager faithful today by becoming a member at GoTanagers.com. While you're there, check out team apparel for your favorite sports team. Like them on Facebook to stay up to date on all the latest information and sports games. Join the Vermillion Boosters today and go Tanagers!
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Hi, this is Kristen Cunningham with Chic Boutique by Kristen & Company in Centerville, South Dakota. We're an all-size inclusive boutique offering sizes small through 3X on many items, including denim jeans and jackets, shackets, pants, skirts, graphic tees and sweatshirts, joggers, school swag, hats and caps, many fashion accessories including purses and lots of jewelry. And we also offer gift items for birthdays and weddings. Get your shopping fix at 636 Broadway Street, Centerville, South Dakota. Open Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 7, and Saturday, 10 to 4.
Let's
It's pretty easy to rise up on an afternoon like this when it's, yes, early into the season, but this has so many implications coming up when 2 months rolls around. You're home for everything Vermillion athletics throughout the fall season. Volleyball, soccer, football, winter having you covered with wrestling, basketball. Coming up in the spring, track, softball, baseball during the summer. It's Live Ticket TV. Good afternoon. Along with our producer, Cole Larsh, I'm Heath Nimke. What a great afternoon we are set for here in Thunder Alley inside T High School in T, South Dakota. Two great matchups. On the boys' side, two teams coming on at 500 or under, but you can look at both those teams, looking at the teams they have played so far and say, hey, this is going to be a great matchup. But the first one on the girls' side, oh my goodness, 3-0 versus 4-0. Again, you talk about this Region 4A, how tough it's going to be to not only get out of it, to just go make it to the SODAC 16. We're going to see a lot of great teams, and a lot of huge favorites are going at it today with a lot of question marks. Well, it's just good, first off, to get this game in today. Of course, pending weather, everything got moved up from where it was supposed to be at tomorrow night to today because of that weather. And looking at this, first we'll begin on that boys' side. Again, the T area Titans coming in overall at 1-2. They just won the other night against Marshall, Minnesota, a team that you could compare to the size of a Watertown, if you will. That was the first win for the Titans, and for Vermillion, an emotional night against West Central on Friday, but they were able to get their win and get backed up to 500. We'll catch up with head coach Weber and Coach Drake later on in that pregame show, talking about such an interesting matchup. But when you look at this girls' side of it all, you talk about the T area Lady Titans, where they have been at the past couple of years, a team that was deserving to make it to the SODAC 16, a team that was deserving maybe even to make it into the state tournament, but they haven't been able to do so because of how tough this region has been, especially when you have had Dakota Valley, Vermillion, and other teams. But now things are starting to open up for them a little bit, but even at their prime, time, you have Katie Vasika, a South Dakota State commit, is now potentially out for today's game due to an injury. It's a game time decision. At the moment, we're not quite for sure whether she will play or not. On the opposite side for the Vermillion girls, as we talk about, it was an exciting 3 games this season, averaging over 60 points, but they relied on their defense so much against the West Central Trojans, getting number 4 in Class A at the time Trojans into 20 turnovers. And when going up against this matchup today, this is going to be a team that is built on a lot of speed, the T Area Lady Titans. And then if they have Katie Vasika work it quickly into the middle, expect a lot of transition basketball for the Titans. And again, able to shoot from outside the perimeter. What we saw Friday afternoon and Friday night against West Central, get ready for that type of dogfight again this afternoon. This certainly is going to feel like a playoff game, if you will, between these two arch rivals, but also great friends off the court. Looking forward to a great game coming up today. As I mentioned, this is a jam-packed pregame show as well, as we are going to catch up with head coach John Brooks and talk about where his team is at coming into it, how they're making this quick transition. Again, everyone was either expecting this to be played on Tuesday or not to be played at all, but then all of a sudden with the weather, we saw other teams here in T area, or I should say around T, start to move their games up to Monday. T followed suit. It works out. So how do you get ready just after the new year for this quick transition and for the intensity like we're going to see today? Coach Brooks will have more answers to those questions. Plus, coming up next here on our pregame show, we're going to sit down with head coach Adam Shorsman of the T Area Lady Titans. It's always great to catch up with him. He's going to talk about where this team is at right now. Again, coming in at 3-0, opening up their season with a dominant win over Dakota Valley, then beating a great Sioux Falls Jefferson team that was ranked inside the top 5, and then beating number 3 Campbell County from the state of Wyoming at basically 9:30 in the morning last Friday. We'll talk about more of that and what we can expect from this matchup. That's all coming on the way here on Live Ticket TV.
Let's be real. You work, you worry, you wait, you wonder. These are the challenges of life on the farm. As a community bank, First Bank & Trust understands this rural reality. We're big enough to help ag producers grow for the future and small enough to get to know you right now. Our ag bankers have ag backgrounds, which means we'll help you work through the tough years and make the most of the great ones. First Bank & Trust. Real banking, real easy. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Limestone canyons, flowing waterfalls, and pristine beauty make Spearfish a sanctuary for those seeking the ultimate escape. Outdoor enthusiasts will find top-notch sport climbing, mountain biking, and UTV OHV trails. Guests are steps away from peaceful hiking trails and tranquil streams. Relax and rehash your day's adventure at one of our award-winning local breweries. Finding rest is an important part of any adventure. Lodging in Spearfish comes with a variety of choices, from cabins, B&Bs, and campgrounds to the comforts of your popular brand-name hotels. To find your unique adventure in Spearfish, go to visitspearfish.com now.
Well, Happy New Year as we get you set for some high school hoops on this Monday afternoon and what we have in store for us coming up, and not just game number 1, but game number 2 between Vermillion and T Area. Two teams that have this love-hate relationship. When they get on the court, it's nothing but winning time for both teams. And off the court, really special relationships with all these coaches and just with all these fans. And a lot of people know each other through these connections. And those connections have built over the years. And it's time to get into our first coach's interview, and it's one of my favorite as well, Coach Adam Shorsman. I'm able to catch up with him each and every year, and Coach Adam always, asks these questions in my life. And again, we have this probably extended conversation before we even get into our interview. And this has been another great T area Lady Titans team that Adam has coached up 3-0. Got my chance to watch them this past this past Friday in the Hoop City Classic, where they were able to beat Campbell County 56-53. In fact, in the last 18 seconds, the Campbells had a chance for a game-tying shot. The Titans defense locked it down and didn't allow them a shot whatsoever. This is a very fast, very explosive Lady Titans team, and they are certainly one to watch here in Class A throughout the season. But when it comes against the Vermillion Tanagers, what does Coach Adam have his girls ready for Vermillion, and how do they look to bring momentum to a quiet Thunder Alley on this Monday afternoon? Here he is on our pregame show. It's head coach of the Lady Titans, Adam Shorsman. Well, Coach, as you get ready for a very tough Vermillion Tanager girls basketball team, this has been built more and more into a rivalry, it seems, each and every year. And, of course, going into this matchup undefeated. Looking forward to it. But first, Dakota Valley, Sioux Falls, Jefferson, then late added to your schedule, as you mentioned, Campbell County. I mean, this has definitely been a difficult stretch for you to open up the season. The weather has played a huge factor. What have the first month basically been like for your squad and going through what you've been through so far?
Yeah, it's been quite the transition. And going last year playing a lot of AA schools and into this year too, we're not afraid to play anybody and everybody. So looking at the schedule that we had, we do have 2 games that and this game's being moved up, but we had 2 games that got rescheduled. So we only got a few games in already where we should have 5. We only have 3. So, and we'll see how it goes too. Just playing on Friday and only having that one day of practice and then getting into the game on Monday, we'll just kind of see, how the girls respond, because there's been a lot of moving and shaking being done already with this dang South Dakota weather.
Yep.
So, we try to keep our girls' mentality as we want to push them as hard in practice to prepare them for the games that they're going to play. And there's going to be night in, night out. That DAC-12, if anybody knows that it's going to be a tough, there's no slush in that DAC-12 usually. Even the bottom teams can come out, on any particular night and really scout you and give them the best effort. We've seen that before where, like the Elk Point Jeffersons, maybe not have had the greatest record, and then they come out and play us really tough, or the Cantons and, stuff like that. So, it's always a good rivalry with Vermillion. They have a great team, well coached, got some really talented girls, kind of their core 3 there. You got that Jensen girl and Hanson and Herbster, and, that's kind of the straws that stir the drink, but it's not just one, it's 3 of them. So they do a really good job, and we're looking forward to a tough competition.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing your team again. I got my opportunity to call your game against Campbell County, and one thing I noticed, of course, it seems like you always have this great size, but Campbell County was this team that was talented, as you know, ranked number 3 at the time in the state of Wyoming, but you just came out and took it right away to them with your speed. I mean, it was quick. All of a sudden, opposite way, you're putting up shots, making it. Where did this speed aspect come from with this team going into the year?
Yeah, we got a new assistant coach who, Sarah Van Laken, who's very big into the weightlifting and exercise science and everything. So we had a great opportunity to have her on staff, and I just kind of let her go with the weight room. And we had a lot of girls that didn't do fall sports. So we said, hey, if you're not doing fall sports, we need you dedicated to the weight room and to some of our open gym type stuff. And not only did they get in the gym, but I think that weight room stuff really helps. A lot of core, a lot of plyo stuff, and it's really starting to translate into not only our practice, but you see in our games too. We do have some athletes too. I feel like this is a year that, man, we can really out-athlete maybe some teams and match up with their other athletes, and like to disrupt them in a way that maybe we haven't been able to do before. We've had some very talented basketball players before, and we still have a lot of talent. now we're putting that talent with athleticism, and that's where we're starting to see the fruits of our labor and really pushing that pace.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, a great pace that you had. And one other big thing I look at it, on Monday we weren't able to see Vasika. As you mentioned, she's trying to go through a little bit of an injury right now. But this has been a team so far that really has been able to rely on everyone. It's not one specific who's just getting the workload done. Where has that talent come from that you guys are able to spread out the ball so well and not rely on one player?
Well, it really comes down to working the ball inside, but our guards, we knew that Campbell County was going to be actually back-to-back games. Jefferson, they like to run full court pressure and get in your grill, and even Campbell County, they didn't defend the out-of-bounds player, so they were double-teaming our girl trying to get it in bounds. So it was going to be a tough task, and we really focused on that in practice, and just our guards really stepped up. But defensively, we've been preaching that all year, is that, hey, offense will come and go. Some nights we might have a really good defensive team like a Jefferson and then in Campbell County. That's going to make it tough on us. But we really have to set that precedent defensively. And once they buy into that, there are some girls that haven't maybe in the past been as great offensively. Well, they quit thinking about their offense then. And I think a lot of times in sports, when you kind of quit thinking about, if you ever play golf, you're always thinking going up to the tee, all these certain, all these things, and you have everyone telling you all these things. But if you focus like on the defensive end and just playing really hard, and you don't think quite as much on that offensive end, and you just do, then it really helps you out. So we've been preaching that to the girls, and it kind of translates into some offense for us. So once they're playing hard and they're getting after defensively, then they're more confident on that offensive end.
Maybe I should have you come be my golf coach during the summer and tell me that before I go up to every tee box, because maybe that would help my shots a little bit more. I'm not for sure. But, Coach, you get ready, and you said you paid a lot of respects already to what Vermillion is able to bring offensively with Jensen, Hansen, Herbster. We're going to see, no doubt about it, Coach Brooks is going to throw the full court press at you. And then even able coming off the bench, they have another deep rotation. What is the factor, if there is one specific thing that you want to take away from Vermillion that would give you the edge in winning this?
For us, I think it's mostly just our team aspect. If we put, a best defender on Jensen or ball pressure, Casey Hansen, or, really take away Herbst or anything like that, it really comes from, the other two girls that are on the court with those three. So, defensively, I think we just need to come out and play a complete, team defensive game, and just kind of let it, we compete and let it all lie out there and just let things go. So I think we just kind of let things handle themselves, but we just come out, we play really hard, and like I said, it's going to be one of those things where if we can limit some of the shots or maybe force Vermillion into bad shots or turnovers, then I think that, we could have a good shot towards the end. But it's a good team. They're an undefeated team. What are they now, 4 or 5-0? And they just beat a West Central team that coming into the year, they had a lot of success year in and year out. So, they're not a slough team by any means. And I think Vermillion played really well against them. Looking at their other opponents, that's the thing, is that there are some girls coming off the bench, and how well they play together. The Brooks, so they're kind of a cat and mouse game. Last year, he was always running a 1-3-1 up until our game, and he ran a man-to-man. So I said, hey, man, I watched every one of your films, and you were always doing a 1-3-1, and you come out man-to-man. So he always likes to show us something different, and we just need to be prepared. And like I said, the confidence, I think, comes from girls working really hard and just going out and playing hard.
And I know you, of course, have that great relationship with Coach Brooks as well. One thing that I hate about having this game tomorrow is Thunder Alley. You guys bring such an atmosphere to it, and now being middle of the day, right? There are going to be some people that are able to, at least I hope most people are able to make it out and enjoy, put off the weather. But if it doesn't happen, how do you create an environment that's still difficult for Vermillion to win in?
Well, and we had talked about that because we got that 8:30 game at the Corn Palace against Campbell County, and I kind of joked around and I said, the girls, they might not be a big crowd there for 8:30 in the morning game and stuff, but I like to quote the League of Their Own, where Tom told the players, he's just like, hey, we got dozens of parents out there waiting for us, you know. But I just think that in and of itself, we do have a great crowd. We have a pretty good support system for our girls basketball team, and that's just, you know, like the fruits of the labor that the girls have put on the court. You know, they've been successful for the last few years, and they've really battled, and we get a lot of support from the parents and even the community members and down to that student body. When we were at home against Jefferson, man, our student body was really good. We had a lot of fans out there coming and cheering us on and stuff. And with the bad weather, we'll just kind of have to see. You can see how it goes, especially with the noon game, with the adjustment and everything. Maybe it's not getting out there to everybody that, you know, maybe it would have on a Tuesday. But, you know, I think that the word of mouth and just trying to tell the girls, like, hey, just play our game. You know, if our crowd's there, our crowd's there. But I think we'll still have that pretty good support. But we just got to stay focused and do what our team does best.
Well, as he mentioned, it was a very light crowd on Monday as well. Dozens and dozens of fans is absolutely the one to be using there, because that's what it did feel like in the Corn Palace. But again, the T area Lady Titans really did bring that energy. They put up 18 points in the first quarter. They were back and forth with the Camels throughout, eventually getting that win, 56-53. There is a reason why this is a team inside the top 10 when it comes to rankings, and again, unofficially looking at inside the top 5 for Class A, and they're going to be a very special team to watch. The only worst part about it for Vermillion girls is they happen to fall inside the DAC 12, and more specifically, they happen to fall inside the region, and you never know. There could be a rematch of these two teams coming up later on in the postseason. Also, huge shout out as well to Adam Shoresman. That guy is top class when it comes to interviews and coaches. Yes, I love Coach Drake. Yes, I love Coach Brooks. But the T area Titans do it right when it comes to interviews. Big thank you to Adam for catching up with us here on the pregame show and just being completely honest and open with us. We're going to step aside, and one of my other favorite mans, head coach John Brooks, is on the way next to talk about a great victory for his girls and getting ready for this Titans team. That's all on the way next here on Live Ticket TV.
If you are self-motivated, accountable, and eager to learn new skills, we'd love to talk to you about a rock star career. Masaba in Vermillion is hiring full and part-time manufacturing positions for the rock industry. Masaba provides comprehensive training in a clean, safe, and state-of-the-art facility. Masaba offers competitive wages, a fun and interesting work environment and culture. Join our team of rock stars. Visit masabainc.com to learn more.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Back inside Thunder Alley as we get you set for game number 1 of 2 of our doubleheader. It's the Vermillion Tanagers 4-0 on the season, taking on 3-0 T area Titans. Just got done catching up with head coach Adam Shoresman. Time to catch up with head coach John Brooks, and he knows all about this T area Titans team and what they are able to bring, the speed that they have and the length, including the commit to South Dakota State, Katie Vasika. How do they get ready to potentially see her? Katie has been been in and out of the lineup so far this season. She was not featured the other day against Campbell County, but she has been in the first 2 games. So how does that play a factor when getting ready for the T-Area Lady Titans? And when it comes to Vermillion, their defense has certainly helped out. Their offense was great in the first 3 games, but after not even getting to 50 points against West Central, how do they get that corrected for a very quick, very fast-paced T-Area Lady Titans team? Here he is to answer those questions and get you set for tip-off between Vermillion and T-Area. It's head coach of the Vermillion Tanagers, John Brooks. Well, Coach Brooks, as we get ready for now a very busy week for your group, and it just got a little bit busier with this game going from Tuesday up to Monday. But first, let's go back. How are the girls feeling? Is everybody healthy? How about that win the other night against West Central?
Yeah, a physical game against West Central and a fast-paced game. So trying to get our legs back under us and all those things, and obviously now moving this game up to Monday. Did a few things over the weekend, but not much. Just trying to really, especially with kind of a morning or noon game here today, trying to get our legs rested and to play a very, very talented team here today.
Well, the T-Area Titans, a team that I know you, of course, have so much respect for Coach Adam and his group. 3-0. They got a huge win against the Campbell County, Wyoming team. I got my chance to watch that game and broadcast it. A very fast team, it seems like, this year. They've always been known for their size, but very fast. Looking on film, what have you seen so far that really jumps out to you?
Yeah, that exactly is. Their guards are quick and fast. And they push the ball and they pressure you on defense, and it's going to be a full court game today, up and down, and that's kind of how both teams, us and them, both like to play. But us taking care of the ball, handling their pressure, getting good shots every time down is going to be key if we want to have a chance here on the road in the fourth quarter to get a win.
Well, and the big other thing when it comes to the T-Area Lady Titans, even Chandler Cleveland mentioned the other night with Katie Vasika, a talented player. Now, we didn't get to see her on Friday against Campbell County. She's played in the first 2 games. What do you know about Katie Vasika and trying to get ready for a question mark around her?
Yeah, you just don't know if she's playing. She's kind of been in and out of the lineup here early in the season for them. So that's kind of a game time thing. We'll see if she's playing. Obviously, if she is playing, she's a difference maker and one of the top kids in the state. SDSU commit, 6'1" point guard that can do everything. So, but it's pretty scary that T is winning games against teams like Campbell County without her. And, that's how talented they are around her. So, it's obviously the best team T's had, and to me, everybody's talking Wagner and St. Thomas More and Hamlin at that top, which they should be up there, but T, to me, is right there in the mix with them.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think anyone who, even your group, of course, when it comes to this DAC 12, when it comes to this region, you have to pay a lot of respect, and sometimes I don't necessarily think it gets thrown out there. And when looking at your team against West Central, we saw a lot of great things. I mean, this has been an exciting season so far, but I feel like it's just been at points missing. And one specific player I look at is Casey Hansen. Has been good this year, but just doesn't seem like she's quite at the level of where she was coming off from last year. What's going on with Casey, and how is she developing so far this year?
I think we've just become so much more balanced. When Casey and Brooke, even last year, we relied on those two to score and do so much for us. And now that our team's a year older and everybody around those girls has got a full, another year of experience, we just become a more balanced team, and we don't need Casey and Brooke to do kind of everything for us. So, which is a good thing. It takes some pressure off those girls. They're still young. I think a lot of times we forget Casey and Brooke are still only sophomores, and we put a lot of pressure on those kids and expect a lot out of them. But with Brooklyn and Leah and all those girls, Chandler, Janaea, Claire, and obviously Livy's out right now, but with all those kids able to do so much on the floor too, I think it's going to end up being a good thing, and Casey's going to she's going to come around and start scoring the ball for us more as well.
And one other big thing when it comes to this team, we talk about scoring the ball, but defensively, this has probably the best the girls have looked in this rotation, not just all season long, but even compared to last year. I mean, again, we talked about it the other night, forcing West Central into 20 turnovers. It doesn't show up when it comes to blocks. Yes, you can count that defensively, but what makes this team so special defensively?
I think just to have a nice combination of length, speed, and, we've just become more physical, like I said, with these kids being a year older. And one thing we're really talking a lot about this year and kind of tracking them is deflections. I feel like we're getting a lot of tips and deflections in our zone press, which is it just throws a rhythm off for other teams offensively. And as long as we can keep rebounding out of our zone, then we feel like that's a good defense for us. And obviously we're very confident going to our man defense as well. So we're able to play two different styles depending on who we're playing, and that's helped us out early in the season.
Coach Adam always says there's some kind of a special wrinkle when it comes to what you do defensively, because you always throw something special, unique, that usually he's not ready for at first. What's the kind of wrinkle you're thinking today going up against the Titans?
Well, honestly, a lot of it determines if Nasika is playing or not. And, if she is playing, you got to give her a lot of respect, and you got to have people on her the whole time. And so if she's out there, we'll probably try to pressure her a little bit and guard them some more man-to-man. If she's out of there, we'll probably try to get to our zone defense a little bit because they are very quick. So hopefully we can do some things to their guards to kind of bother them and not let them just play one-on-one. And if we can do that, then we feel like we can be successful on that end of the floor.
Coach, before I let you go, how much these past few days feel like this is playoff basketball? You're seeing some of the best teams in the state, but yet at the same time, it's so quick in this rotation of, again, we had Saturday, we expected a few days off, but all of a sudden, you have Sunday to get ready for practice, and all of a sudden, it's a mid-afternoon game on a Monday. How much does this feel like playoff basketball right now?
Yeah, especially, when we are going to be in some classics here coming up, and sometimes you can play early games in a classic or something like that. So, it's crazy. It's only game 5, but we've already played some really good teams, and it's only going to be getting tougher here with the week that we have ahead and the next few weeks. So, we're excited. I know our girls are excited for these challenges. They've kind of wanted these this year, and we're going to be able to find out exactly where we're sitting here over the next couple weeks.
Today, it's the T-Area Lady Titans. And to look ahead, top 5 ranked in the state of Nebraska out of Class C2, Ponca is on the schedule coming up on Thursday. And then less than 24 hours, they get ready for a very tough Parkson Trojans team just here in this week. This is really a test for these Vermillion girls and how they can continue to develop. And then even looking ahead into next week, you're on the road at Madison before being back home against Lennox, a great Lennox team, of course, out of Region 4A and, of course, in the DAC 12 as well. But today's focus here in Thunder Alley is the T-Area Lady Titans, and a lot of question marks for both teams, including, is Brooklyn Voss completely healthy to play, and what about Katie Vasika? Your starting 5 for both the T-Area Lady Titans and the Vermillion Tanagers, and tip-off are moments away here on Live Ticket TV.
Farmers know crop insurance is essential for managing risk. It's also valuable for maximizing revenue. The crop insurance officers at Farm Credit Services of America have proprietary tools and expertise to deliver the personalized crop and revenue protection you need for the peace of mind you want. Nobody delivers crop insurance like this. Discover the difference by calling 800-884-FARM. Agriculture works here.
Birds like tanagers are great at flying out of the way to miss your car. Deer and other drivers are not. If you're in any kind of accident, bring your vehicle to Blaine's Body Shop in Vermillion. We repair your vehicle to pre-accident condition and handle the entire process from start to finish, including an accurate estimate and dealing with the insurance adjuster. So good luck to the tanagers, and if you're in an accident, bring your vehicle to
Blaine's Body Shop. Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Let's be real. You work. You worry. You wait. You wonder. These are the challenges of life on the farm. As a community bank, First Bank & Trust understands this rural reality. They're big enough to help ag producers grow for the future and small enough to get to know you right now. Our ag bankers have ag backgrounds, which means we'll help you work through the tough years and make the most of the great ones. First Bank & Trust. Real banking, real easy.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Inside Thunder Alley as we get you set for this doubleheader between the Vermillion Tanagers and the T-Area Lady Titans. Good afternoon and Happy New Year. Along with our producer Cole Larsch, I'm Heath Nibke. It's time to get to our starting five, and big news coming for the T-Area Lady Titans. Again, coming into this afternoon 3-0 and receiving votes inside the top five from a few weeks ago. Now, the media has not dropped out a new five. They will do that coming up later on this afternoon. But for now, the T-Area Titans receiving votes, whereas the Vermillion girls 4-0 so far this season, 1-0 inside Region 4, but more impressively so far to start the season, 3-0 inside the DAC-12. Of course, they're trying to keep everything perfect this afternoon. All right, for the T-Area Lady Titans, we've been talking so much about it. We heard head coach John Brooks just talk about it as well. What do you do to stop Katie Vasica? She has been talented the last two games against Vermillion. She put up 28 and 26 respectively. Well, that is not going to happen today, as Katie Vasica will not be featured inside the top five. She did not play against Campbell County on Friday, and ultimately it's just a minor injury that Katie Vasica is moving on to the next level at South Dakota State University. They want to continue to watch this injury and just let it heal over time. They're in no big hurry to get it healed. So again, no Katie Vasica today for the T-Area Lady Titans. Instead, the starting five will be number 1, Kendra McKinney, the 5'4" senior guard. Replacing Katie Vasica will be number 2, Maya Weber, the 5'4" junior guard. After that, it'll be number 3, Hayden West, the 5'5" junior guard. Number 10, Mariah Grant, the 5'11" junior forward. And number 22, Stella Pearson, the 5'8" senior guard for the Lady Titans. The Titans are coached by Adam Shorsman, along with assistant coaches Scott Bendy and Sarah Van Laken. For the Vermillion Tanagers, it will be the same starting five they've had for their first 3 games of the season, I should say the past 3 games of this season, as they're going to go a little bit more with speed and with their length. Today, it will be number 1, Casey Hansen, the 5'8" sophomore guard, along with number 15, Leah Herbster, the 6'1" senior center. Number 21, Brooklyn Voss, the 5'11" junior guard. Number 22, Janaea Cleveland, the 5'8" junior guard. And number 33, Brooke Jensen, the 6'1" sophomore guard. And also, quick side note, Livy Ragnaris, once again, is unavailable for today. So one of the main starting 5 pieces is out, which just means the bench gets shorted up a little bit. We saw it in their win against West Central on Friday evening. Not going too deep into the bench. They'll go maybe 2, 3 at the most into their bench. It's been a quick turnaround to get this game again supposed to happen tomorrow night, has been moved up to this afternoon. When we came into Thunder Alley, it was starting to sprinkle already in T. It'll be interesting to see what the cars look like once we get back out there, but right now it's time for some high school hoops. Vermillion boys taking on the Titans coming up in game number 2 of our doubleheader on this Monday afternoon. The Tanagers in their traditional away uniforms, all red with numbers and letters that are in white, whereas the Titans in their all-white uniforms, numbers and letters that are in blue, and the opening tap is won by the Titans. Again, the Titans going a little bit more with speed and not as much as length. Compare that to the Vermillion Tanagers, again, without Katie Vasica this afternoon. As I try to work it in with Peterson, they're going to kick it over to the wing. Grant's shot is deflected, and right away, you see the size that Vermillion is going to have the advantage of over the T-area Titans. It's control with Janaea Cleveland as they work it to the near corner with Voss. Voss puts down the left-hand dribble, almost made a pass there to Leah Herbster, but kept it under control herself. Now back out to Jensen with 16 seconds on the shot clock. They get it over to Cleveland, back over to Leah Herbster. Leah Herbster to the free throw line, back out with now 9 seconds on the shot clock. Vermillion hasn't put up a shot yet, and now a deflected ball goes out of bounds as Stella Peterson was in there to knock it away for the Titans. Vermillion will have it right in front of the Titans bench with 7 seconds on the shot clock. Casey Hansen has the ball with 4 seconds. And 3, give to Jensen. Deep 3, you betcha. How about that to start the game? Brooke Jensen from way downtown, another zip code. He hits a huge 3 to open up the ball game. And the Tanagers lead with over a minute into this ball game. And now a quick pass into the lane, and a foul is called against Janaea Cleveland, picking up her first and the first team foul. They again want to get it to Maya Weber quickly inside with the speed that they'll be using here in the ball game. They get it back to the top with Grant, who's at the elbow. Pass. Peterson wasn't ready for it, and the Titans make an early mistake. Jensen quickly the opposite way, using the right-handed dribble, switches it over to her left, back behind to Janaea Cleveland, to Voss, over to the corner once again with Leah Herbster, holding it high above her head to Casey Hansen. Hansen wants to get it down inside to Voss, back out Leah Herbster, the far jumper, this one just off the mark, but it's an O-board, back out to Jensen, quick pop 3, Brooke Jensen, 2 for 2 from downtown, 6-0, 6-10, and another quick turnover. Casey Hansen's going to peel back and wait for the offensive troops to come with her. Janaea Cleveland just holding it. She puts down the couple dribbles, and then she knew she double dribbled as she picked it up. Wanted to make the pass over there, but McKinney was about to get there, deflected away like a cornerback in football. But again, it's a quick turnover for Cleveland as she just makes the double dribble, and it will be Titan basketball. Titans already opened up with the game 2 quick turnovers on back-to-back possessions. So they move it over to McKinney on that far side. Bounce pass down to Grant, trying to get back to the top. Deflected pass. Cleveland picked it up, then gets kicked out of bounds. They say last touch by Cleveland. Cole, that size already, big advantage for Vermillion.
Definitely, it really plays into their zone that they're playing too, as they can put Herbster down low and Jensen right at the free throw line just to block any inside shot that's coming their way.
Peterson over to McKinney. And again, that's where Vasica plays such a huge factor for this Titans team on the inside. Deep 3, this one is off the mark, but somehow an offensive rebound. Jensen fights for it back. Still no call-up. Nice job by the officials to let that ball just play out as it was still being juggled around. Another pass over to the near side as West tries to break free, driving in. Now pass, Hansen cuts out of the way, and then a late reach in by McKinney. She'll pick up her first personal and the first team foul. Vermillion trying to get back-to-back upsets on paper at least. Coming into this game, the Titans were receiving votes in the media. Now that was from the polls that were published back on December 13th. The media has not done new polls until today. Those won't come out until 5 o'clock. Voss drives in, uses the right hand, and a question mark around Brooklyn Voss, which she played today, battling injury, or I should say sickness, excuse me. But she comes in, she's been given some big minutes. We didn't see her much the other night, still battling through that sickness against West Central. She was again question mark coming into this afternoon. 8-0 Vermillion not even 3 minutes into the basketball game. This is a Titans team that put up 18 points at 9 o'clock in the Corn Palace on Friday. It's Weber as they get it now over to West. And now pass, this one's going to be deflected away and knocked out of bounds. As trying to reach in there is Conrad. Conrad checked in at the last break. Cole.
One thing we're going to have to note is Vermillion defensively playing that 1-3-1 zone. We kind of mentioned it in the pregame a little bit there. And those offensive rebounds that you're seeing, they're going to be common if the Tanagers have to cover that wing with that bottom spot. So just something to look out for. Offensive rebounds might be common for T here in this game.
Jensen will drive down to the baseline, pick up her dribble, try to fight through a double team, threw it off the bottom of the backboard, as that was just a little bit closer than she thought she was, as it's West who has it. They work it over to the near corner. McKinney has to jump up high. Jensen got knocked down in the inside, but an easy bunny missed. Another offensive rebound, fading away, another easy shot. Ball is still loose. It goes through someone's legs on the nutmeg. An opposite way, Vermillion still holding on to an 8-0 lead. We're almost halfway through the first quarter. Leah Herbster inside to Janaea Cleveland, and they were more forcing that pass in there to draw the foul on Conrad, who fouled out against the Camels on Friday that we saw. Cole, a much different T team than what we saw on Friday.
Yeah, and I think one thing that's been different so far is I mentioned that Tanager defense, just their size underneath. They're not able to do anything offensively underneath, and the Camels, I mean, they just kind of let T shoot very well from the outside.
Doty and Chandler Cleveland in, jumper for Jensen, more of a defensive specialist. Cleveland is on to the court. She's been really not one of those girls that puts up flashy numbers scoring, but really helps out defensively. Three-pointer off. Another offensive rebound, the third of the ball game. Deep three from Peterson as she tried to draw iron. She misses everything. And you can't say for T area, mid-afternoon, maybe they're not awake, yada, yada, yada. Again, we saw them play 8:30 in the morning, and that was in front of a crowd of maybe about 20 people at the most. Thunder Alley is surprisingly packed. Again, this is an observed holiday for the new year yesterday, so a lot of people do still have the day off. Another deep three. This one is off the mark. It's actually her first three she's missed of the ball game. Jensen, she gets it back again, pump fakes the three, will go to 15-foot, misses this one. Ball is still loose, and fight for the basketball and a reach-in foul. Janaea Cleveland now picks up her second personal of the ball game. It is also the second team foul. A third team foul. And she's going to have to come out. So Barta will come into play. Barta not really known as someone who gets a lot of varsity minutes. Again, this is because the Tanagers are missing Livy Ragnaris in the past two games. Along the baseline, and it was saved there by Grant, and then a quick turnover. This one missed by McKinney. Loose basketball. Somehow McKinney gets it back, and the Titans continue to stay alive on double chances, but they just haven't scored from it, and now drive-in foul called. This will go against Vermillion, their fourth team foul, and Grant will head to the free throw line, trying to finally open up the lid on this hoop. 2:48 mark of the first quarter. The Titans have yet to score. Kendra McKinney will step up to the free throw line. She averages 13, and the first one rims off. This isn't necessarily outstanding defense. This is just the Titans can't hit shots. And finally, McKinney gets the first point as she went 1 of 2 from the free throw line. 8-1 at 2:48 first quarter. Vermillion team that going into that West Central game averaged over 60 points. Now averaging just right around 53 after that win. Again, Vermillion 4-0. Barta, Cleveland, Jensen. Jensen holds it above her head, trying to drive. Space kind of cut off, double team, now underneath the leap to Cleveland, back out. Jensen shoots the three. This one's off the mark. It's an offensive board, and just behind the back, I think she was squared up a little bit differently in her head, and also maybe trying to draw a foul. Doesn't work out. Will go out of bounds. And now this full court press is on, being ran by Barta now, again coming off the bench. Quickly, though, the Titans able to break it and drive it in, and a foul called. As now heading to the free throw line will be Weber, who averages 12 points, in relief of Vasika. The foul, by the way, will go against Claire Doty, picking up her first personal and the 5th team foul against Vermillion. First free throw is good for Weber, as it's now back-to-back free throws by the Titans. 8-2, 6-point lead for Vermillion. Vermillion offense hasn't been stellar yet here in the ball game. Again, 2 big threes by Jensen, and really that's about it. Second free throw for Weber is good. So the Titans now 3 of 4 from the charity line. That's how they have all their points. Jensen over to Cleveland, back to Jensen. Jensen will get it to Barta, to Leah Herbster, to Doty. Doty gets it back down to Cleveland at the low block, back out to Herbster. She'll shoot the far jumper, leaves it short, and it's rebounded by Peterson. Quickly into the front court, the Titans will bring it. Try and get some space underneath, deflected and stolen away. Once again, the gadget arms of the Tanagers able to cause turnovers. Back down low. Nice job by Cleveland. She saw 3 girls in front of her, and just kind of like the last shot, just go up with something, try to draw the foul, and she was able to do so. And it will be a foul that will go against the Titans. And it's the 3rd team foul. That foul came against Clayburg. Free throw is up, and this one is good for Cleveland, as she has her first point of the ball game, averaging 3 coming into it. Again, she started the first 2 games. We talked to her about, coming off the bench and now the last 3, and she said she knows her role and she doesn't mind coming off the bench. It's all about the team, not one specific player when it comes to the Tanagers. 9-3, 127 first quarter. It's a 6-point lead for Vermillion. A pass that's going to get out of the way. John Brooks took off running to avoid that one. A man that rarely sits down. In fact, the only time you will ever see Brooks take a seat sitting down and not squatting is when he's in trouble and he's been told to sit down. McKinney, and he won't stay there too long either. They work it with Clayburg, back over to the near side with West to McKinney, and the ball is deflected by Doty. She chases it down to pick it up, almost turned it over, and Vermillion in the backcourt there, causing havoc was West. Now Barta has it in the front court, gets it to Hansen, back over to Talley, as she'll make her move inside the lane, and she's going to travel with it as she wanted to make the pass back out to Claire Doty. 9-3, 57.1 remaining in this first quarter. It's great to have you along here on Live Ticket TV, your new home for Vermillion Athletics. All things athletics we'll have tomorrow for you. Wrestling, if the weather holds, but it seems like as of right now, it does not look like we'll be having wrestling for you. So the wrestling team will be in a quad up in Del Rapids. Again, that's if weather permits, but as of right now, there's a reason why this game got moved from a Tuesday to a Monday afternoon. Herbster down to Doty at the block. Doty thought she had Cleveland right there, did not. Now a quick turnover in the backcourt. And this one, a jump ball called. Cole seemed like earlier they were letting that play out a little bit. Looks like Doty might have had the position, but a quick whistle.
Yeah, just difference in referees there. Some of them are going to let them play, some are going to call it quick, and that's just how it goes.
9-3, 34.8. Vermillion does have it with the possession arrow, and with the time, they don't have to have a quick shot. Claire Doty went right up with it. Again, Vermillion could have held there for the last second shot. It somehow comes back out, and now a foul called against the Titans as they tried to pick it up. It's their 4th team foul, and a foul will go against Stella Peterson. Weber has 2 free throws, McKinney a free throw. And Barta will now come out of the ball game. Jensen, Herbster, Hansen, Chandler Cleveland, and Doty all on the court right now for Vermillion. Bounce pass all the way out to Doty. 17 seconds. Again, Vermillion is going to hold for this last second shot as they lead it by 6. Hansen's going to dribble it all the way back to the Titan logo with 9 seconds. Pick up her dribble over to Jensen. Jensen will make her move. Fadeaway jumper. Left this one just tad off the iron. A deep heave by McKinney. Nowhere close. Maybe the biggest takeaway after quarter number 1, not necessarily the score, but how the Titans got their points, all from the free throw line. 9-3, second quarter comes up here in just a moment on a Live Ticket TV.
times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
The interesting note from quarter number 1 is how the Titans get their 3 points, all from the free throw line. Again, this is a team that averages 14 points in the first quarter. In fact, the first quarter is one of the most dominating quarters for the T-area Titans. But Vermillion's defense came up big, couple of easy shots that did not fall, and Vermillion continues to dig deeper into their bench with a couple girls in foul trouble already. Pass deflected inside. It's picked up dry by Pearson. Her shot is blocked away and then stolen on the inbound there, as it was Voss who got away. Ruver's the new player in, and now a region foul that will go against Grant. But again, Vermillion has dug deeper into their bench. Excuse me. That's Halverson who's out there on the court for the Vermillion Tanagers. And the foul went against, that time, Stella Peterson. 15 foul, and the drive up and good, as Jensen now has 8 points in the first quarter. 11-3. This does match the biggest lead Vermillion had at one point of 8-0. Fake one way, go the opposite. Great move there by Grant, who averages 16 points a ball game. Again, did not score in that first quarter. 11-5. We'll see if we can't find a little bit more offense now in this second quarter as we open up with back-to-back buckets. First time that's happened today. Voss drives off the glass, too strong, as it bounced off the right side of the iron. Almost lost out of bounds there was Weber. She gets back control of it. Now pass, and Leah Herbster knocks down West. West went down at an awkward angle, kind of landing on the leg as well. It will be the 6th team foul against the Vermillion Tanagers, and it will be the first one against Leah Herbster. 11-5, 6:53 second quarter. A deep inbound as they get it to Weber. And now a kick ball, stoppage of play, reset, 6:49. The Titans will have it along the far sideline as we see it, 32 seconds on the shot clock. They inbound once again to Weber. Now we'll work it with McKinney. At the free throw line is Grant. Grant puts down the right-handed dribble at the elbow. Baseline feed, quick catch and pass over to Peterson. Peterson's trying to drive in, and a quick whistle, and they're going to call a jump ball. Again, it was in the first couple of minutes they were letting this play out. That one a quick whistle. The possession arrow favors the Tanagers. 11-5, Vermillion back with the basketball. They've had a couple of good looks, have only cashed in so far with Jensen right away in this second quarter. Back out to Voss, catch and shoot 2 with her foot on the line. This one's off the mark anyways. 6:21 second quarter. Quickly up to Grant. Pump fakes inside, back out to Peterson. Shoots the deep 3. This one is off the mark. Fight for the rebound, goes out of bounds. They say a last touch by Grant. Something else to kind of notice is how these girls aren't helping each other up and how they're kind of accidentally running into each other when they go the opposite side. Yes, accidentally with those air quotes. Thank you, Cole. 11-5. These two teams, there's no love lost when it comes to on the court. Hansen tried to hand it off to Jensen. Jensen wasn't ready. And again, tie-up ball. Possession gives it right back to the Titans. When you play in the DAC 12, you play in the Region 4A. It's all about trying to win as many games as you can. Then when a combined record of 7-0 coming into this, both teams really want to win. Deep three, this one off for McKinney, rebounded by Leah Herbster as she's double-teamed underneath. Will make the pass up to Jensen. She chases it down. Will pump for a moment. Now get it over to Halverson. She'll drive underneath to Voss, but McKinney comes out of nowhere to steal it away. And once again, the speed of the Titans is there. Quickly to West. They want to get back out to Weber, but Vermillion with the speed of their own, and another quick turnover. It's Casey Hansen who will slow things up for a moment as this one's quick moving already into this second quarter. A drive, pick up dribble over to Hansen. She'll shoot the corner three. This one off the mark. Loose basketball. It's with Jensen. She got banged in the head there. Jensen the jumper, good. It's Brooke Jensen against the T area Titans as Jensen has 10 points here in the ball game. It's 13-5. 8-point lead for Vermillion. Today's broadcast is brought to you by First Bank and Trust. Enjoy the convenience of digital banking from anywhere, including fast and secure mobile and online options. Customized features let you streamline banking tasks across all platforms, even other financial institutions. Banking has never been easier with First Bank and Trust. Today's broadcast also brought to you by Masaba. People are valued as much as performance and ethics are a way of life. Join the talented team in developing and delivering unparalleled, dependable solutions to partners around the world. Share your expertise, skill, commitment to excellence with them and become a rock star of their growing company. Apply today at masaba.com. 13-5, 5:05 second quarter. The Titans have just gotten 2 points so far in this second quarter. 4 points for Vermillion, all coming by Brooke Jensen, who already has 10 points. Again, coming into today, she was averaging 21, including 33 a couple weeks ago in just one game. It's inside. Conrad trying to back her way in, and a foul call. They'll be against Leah Herbster. It's a 7th team foul. They say Conrad was going up for a shot, so it will be 2 free throws upcoming. Again, Herbster picks up her second. Conrad didn't see her much the other morning in that Campbell County game where she fouled out. She was really helping defensively. And the free throw, first one is up and good. So now, out of these 6 points for the Titans, 4 of them coming from the free throw line. Second free throw, this one is off the mark. So now 3 of 6 are the Titans. 4 of 6 from the free throw line. Jensen drives in, picks up her dribble. They wanted to travel, but it's a quick turnover anyways as McKinney is taking on the defense by herself. Had it poked away for a moment, got it back, and then she moves around the defense. Reach and foul called. This is team foul number 8 and will be 1-1 on the bonus. Cleveland and Doty check back in. Casey Hansen picked up the foul. She now gets her second of the ball game. Also a couple more substitutions. Grant and Peterson are back into the game as West and Hammerquist will check out for the Titans. 13-6, 4:31 second quarter. The Titans trying to get back into this from the free throw line. Missed free throw, offensive rebound, Grant back up. And Mariah Grant now has 4 points in this second quarter. It's up to just a 5-point lead for Vermillion. Quickly the opposite way come the Tanagers. The drive, pump fake back out, Doty. Deep three, this one is good, my goodness. It's her third three of the ball game. 13 points for Brooke Jensen. 16-8, and just like that, back up to an 8-point lead. Vermillion has never been able to get it bigger than that, though. Deep three, this one is off the mark. As Jensen, the 6'1 frame, quickly storms into the front court. Pull-up jumper, this one is off the mark. No one underneath the rebound, and they did say it went off of McKinney. She was kind of hoping nobody would see that. There are 3 officials that work the court. Cole, you're not going to get away with it too often.
No, not usually, but there are some times that you do.
Every once in a while, Claire Doty will inbound the basketball for Vermillion. They want to find something inside to Voss, and then back to Claire Doty. They were saying Doty came from out of bounds on the play, and she did not establish herself back inside. She wasn't out of bounds, but she never established herself back inbounds.
Correct.
Kind of you see that in the NFL as well. That's a call every once in a while. That you can't go out of bounds and come inbounds and make a play. Quick turnover for the Titans. You don't see that one too often in high school basketball. Vermillion across the Titan logo. Jensen has it to Cleveland. Cleveland back over to Jensen. 3:22. Second quarter. Jensen back to Cleveland. They're playing back and forth right now. Cleveland back to the top. They work it. Now back over to Jensen once again with 14 seconds on the shot clock. Vermillion has really used this right side of the court. Now to Doty. Doty's jumper is off the heel of the iron. 3:04. Second quarter, driving all the way into in. Missed shot by Peterson. Back out. They want to get it to Grant. Grant's double teamed underneath. And then a pass, reach in, call, foul against the Titans. Ball was loose. Everyone was trying to fight for it, and McKinney will draw the foul. That's her second personal in the 6th team foul. 16-8, 2:54, second quarter. Again, Vermillion has never had a double-digit lead in this ball game. 8-0, 13-5, and where you see it right now at the moment. Can they get a possession that puts them up by double digits? On the opposite side, they have kept the Titans to the lowest scoring half so far. Doty, 3. You bet! Claire Doty. At one point this season, she was in tears after she missed 3 threes in a row. Comes up big here against the Titans in this second quarter. 19-8. Conrad, an easy ball inside. Then a reach-in foul. That's Conrad's difficulty as she misses shots, gets frustrated with herself, and then commits silly fouls. It's also her second of the ball game. And Jensen will shoot a 1-and-1 the opposite way. Vermillion now on a modest 6-0 run, and on the 1-and-1, missed free throw by Jensen. 19-8, 2:26. West quickly the other way. That is what we saw the other morning against Campbell County, was the quick transition. Now underneath to Cleveland as she fights through contact, misses, goes right back up on the offensive rebound, and Chandler Cleveland has 3 points in the ball game, averaging her season high, 21-10. Vermillion back up by 11. All the way out to Stella Peterson. Peterson makes her move over to the corner. They go. The pass was high and then out of bounds. It will stay with the Titans. And what some would say a controversial call. Weber lost out of bounds. Claire Doty banged into her. Maybe they say it gives it back to the Titans and not call the foul. That's, I think, what the call was. How about that? Weber to inbound it to West. West at the volleyball line, peeling over to the right side, down to the right block. It's Grant double teamed in a reach-in foul. Was it against Jensen or Cleveland? I believe they pointed at Jensen there. 21-10, 1:49. And the foul, will go against Cleveland. It'll be her second personal, as the president of the University of South Dakota has checked into the building. Sheila Gestring right down in front. This free throw is off the mark. Doty comes up with the rebound, and I'll have it the opposite way. Tanagers 2. Doty holding above her head. Now down to Cleveland. Cleveland will go up against Hammerquist, and Hammerquist will commit the crime, picking up her first and the 8th team foul. So we're going to see again a 1-and-1 upcoming this time for Cleveland. Cleveland in the ball game is 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. Again, 3 points for her in the ball game. They do call it a shooting foul, so it is 2 free throws no matter what, and she connects. So now 2 of 3. Cleveland gets the ball, the low dribble, puts it up, and leaves this one short. No one coming in there for Vermillion on missed free throws. Saw that on the last one as well, that Jensen missed. 22-10. Deep 3, this one off the mark for West. And Vermillion with 1:18 remaining here in this first half. All they can do is continue to pile it on It's Cleveland. Back down to Jensen. She's backing her way in. Good. That's a huge mismatch underneath. If Jensen and Weber are going to go toe-to-toe. Again, this is where you see Vasika missing. Another quick turnover. 24-10. Not necessarily does Vasika win and lose ball games for the Titans, but again, when it comes to size, she makes such a difference. To Doty at the free throw line, back to Jensen. Jensen lost her girl she wanted to go to with Cleveland. They finally get bailed out. Back to Jensen underneath, and again, she went right up against Weber there, and again, no chance of stopping. Now 11 points in the ball game, or I should say in this second quarter for Brooke Jensen, up to a 16-point lead. And the shot off the mark. Offensive rebound, quick three back out the way, and this one a rebounding foul, or excuse me, a shooting foul. I apologize. And it'll be 3 free throws that will be coming up.
Personal foul on the Tanagers, number 11, Taylor Ruvers.
It is Ruvers. I had it right the first time, and I was like, no, Halverson's not 11 anymore. Ruvers again. Coach's daughter, really looking forward to, everyone talks about what Ruvers is going to be coming up. I don't know if basketball is even her specialty. She was very talented out on the soccer field this past fall as well. So the second free throw is good as West goes 1 of 2. Again, she'll get one more, 26-11, 12.2 remaining in this first half. Free throw is up and good. 2 of 3. West has 4 points in the ball game. Ruvers bringing it into the front court. Ruvers gets a screen from Cleveland. Still Ruvers, pull-up jumper for her. This one just off the mark. And this is what Ruvers is going to bring, too. She fights back for her own rebound and that size that she has on the court. I mean, she is noticeably the smallest girl out there. You put her right next to Jensen, and I mean, it's very, very scary, the size difference. But in the end of the first half, it is all Vermillion, as at halftime, it is 26-12, 9 points in that second quarter for the Titans, just 3 free throws in the first quarter, and Vermillion holding on to a 14-point lead. But as we know, that is never safe, especially with this Titans team. Where we have our first half stats, that's coming up next at halftime. Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here is your spot with Live Ticket TV. With over 65 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you find the right market. Plus, you can work with me, Heath, and a portion of all sales made go right back to the school. Get a hold of me today and let's get started in helping build your brand with Live Ticket TV.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
There's no better organization that gives back to the student athletes than the Booster Club. The Vermillion Booster Club is committed to helping all student athletes grow. Join the Tanager faithful today by becoming a member at GoTanagers.com. While you're there, check out team apparel for your favorite sports team. Like them on Facebook to stay up to date on all the latest information and sports games. Join the Vermillion Boosters today and go Tanagers.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do. and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Hi, this is Kristen Cunningham with Chic Boutique by Kristen & Company in Centerville, South Dakota. We're an all-size inclusive boutique offering sizes small through 3X on many items, including denim jeans and jackets, shackets, pants, skirts, graphic tees and sweatshirts, joggers, school swag, hats and caps, many fashion accessories including purses and lots of jewelry. And we also offer gift items for birthdays and weddings. Get your shopping fix at 636 Broadway Street, Centerville, South Dakota. Open Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 7, and Saturday, 10 to 4.
For purchasing tickets throughout the course of today, throughout the entire season,
I believe they're doing a raffle. You get your ticket drawn. You get a half-court shot. I missed how much money you get to make if you make it. $50? Say that again, 500?
$500.
Okay. For a second, I thought you said $50 there. I was like, well, whoop-de-doo. I mean, it's fun, but you might get a few shots then if it's $50 worth. Here it goes. Oh, gotta put some oomph on that.
Congratulations, thanks for playing. You get a Pizza Ranch gift card.
Oh, Pizza Ranch gift card. Hey, you'll take it. You get something for it. Hey, might as well. Welcome to halftime, and welcome to a dominating performance by Brooke Jensen at the half. She has 17 points, and Vermillion is not maybe shooting their best, but maybe the biggest takeaway so far is what the Titans have been shooting so far for the ball game. It hasn't been really stellar for them. And your full half statistics, again, Brooke Jensen is leading all scorers with 17 points. In fact, she is shooting 50% from the field, including 3 of 5 from downtown. Otherwise, light scoring throughout the rest, including Chandler Cleveland has 4 points, Claire Doty a 3-pointer, and just 2 points for Brooklyn Voss. Casey Hansen and Leah Herbster, 2 girls that also average double figures, have not scored yet in that first half. Vermillion, as a team, shooting 10 of 27 for 37% from the field, 4 of 7 from the three-point line, just 2 of 5 from the free throw line. Flip that around for the T-Area Titans. As we mentioned, it's not good for them. In fact, they do not have a girl that's leading in points. Grant and McKinney both have 2 points apiece. Peterson, Clayburg, Conrad, and Hammerquist all have a point. Okay. I apologize.
I think you're looking at the wrong stat line.
No, I am looking at the wrong stat line. I was like, that can't be right. I apologize. Grant has 5 points. West has 4 points. 2 points for Weber. I got confused there with the 10 and 12. And I was like, wait a second. There's 12 points and someone's missing 2 points here. And then they were just kind of messed up. Nonetheless, shooting from the field, 3 of 18 for 16%. 0 of 7 from downtown. 6 of 11 in that first half from the free throw line. Cole, what's more surprising, 0 of 7 from the downtown mark or 3 of 18 from the field?
3 of 18 from the field, because there's going to be some days where from 20 feet out you cannot just buy a bucket, and that just happens to some teams some days. But overall, you take those 7 out and you're, 3 for 11? That's still not great shooting from the T-Area Titans. It's just because they're not getting any flow offensively. I think the main contributor to this is the full court pressure, the 1-2-2 press, or the box and one you want to call it, and then the 1-3-1 zone defense that Vermillion's been playing that really just been slowing them down and knocking T off their course.
One big takeaway is the flip of the quarter. On one side, you have Vermillion that is winning in the paint 8-2, but they're losing in the rebounding category 21-17. But cool, you'll take the winning category when it comes to point of 8-2 in the paint.
Absolutely, and 8-2 points in the paint, still not a whole lot of points in the paint, but like you said, or like we kind of could mention, we haven't been seeing a lot of scoring in this game from really either team. Both teams really capable of a lot more, but then that rebound, I still think it's the main factor of that is that 1-3-1 defense. It's usually been Herbster that's playing the bottom spot, and if she has to go out and guard the corner, that leaves that middle of the lane wide open for anybody to get a rebound. So I think Vermillion will make some adjustments in that zone in this second half, and that number should get back to normal for the Tanagers.
Well, I mentioned it in the pregame show as well. What does it take from Casey Hansen to get going so far this season? And Coach Brooks said, hey, there's nothing wrong with Hansen. She's right where she needs to be at. Cole, I don't know what it is about Casey so far this season, but you go back to Friday evening, she had no points in that first half. She came out and put up 7 right away against the Trojans. Nothing against Casey Hansen because she's such a talented basketball player, but you just got to get her going a little bit sooner than into the second half.
Absolutely, and sometimes, individual players, they just don't get going right away, and that's just what happens. You miss your first shot and think, oh, I'm not going to make another one. It's all a mental game, and some players are able just to come out right away firing. Some just take a little bit of time, and I think that's just what Hansen is. It maybe takes her a little bit of time, but then once she gets rolling, she's rolling.
And, of course, she has to get rolling because if she doesn't, she is going to hear it on the sideline as Dad is right there. And something else we're looking at when it comes to the standings, unofficially, we're looking at these two teams coming into today's game. T area was receiving votes. Vermillion was outside, was not receiving votes whatsoever. So this is, again, upset on paper. We won't know the official polls, but Vermillion is looking at back-to-back upsets. We'll see if they can't do it. And again, I know the polls had to be in by noon today, and they're actually published back to the media members very, very quickly. So it'll be interesting to see if Vermillion even does receive any votes coming up into this next round of polls that are released. But again, if Vermillion can find a way to win and even get a convincing win against T area, if they're not receiving votes after today, you got to put them not only receiving votes, but you have to put them as a top 5 team, I would believe. And if they even go undefeated this week, again, they have number 3, Ponca. Nebraska, same way. Ponca was number 3 a couple weeks ago. They've not updated their polls. They will release their polls later on this afternoon. They were number 3 a couple weeks ago. And then even Parkston, a very good Parkston team that I know Cole maybe hasn't been very big on, but I would also say the Parkston Trojans team that should be receiving votes.
Now I have to mention, when I was saying those comments off the air about Parkston, I did not realize that their big senior group was still there. I thought they graduated last season. No, they brought back almost their entire roster. So they are much better than I thought they would be.
Yes, they are fully loaded once again. So if Vermillion, you talk about going 3-0 this week, shoot, you might as well just put them at number 1 at this point. It's going to be a very, very tough week, and of course a lot of great teams around Class A. Hamlin, you look at St. Thomas More that took, I believe, 2 losses over the past couple weeks. Even Wagner. A lot of people are big on Wagner as well. West Central 1-2, I get it, but they're going to be huge as well. All right, we're set and ready to go for the second half of play. Both teams will come back out in their starting 5. McKinney, West, Weber, Grant, and Peterson for the Titans. For the Vermillion Tanagers, it will be Janaea Cleveland along with Casey Hansen, Voss, Jensen, and Leah Herbster. Just 12 points, the lowest amount for the Titans in a half so far this season. It's Jensen who has it, as she's guarded closely by Grant. That's a little bit of a changeup that we've seen so far, and Jensen has a quick turnover. Now, Grant and Jensen do size up extremely well. At one point, Weber was on Jensen late in that second quarter. That was a big mismatch. Driving in, and a charge is taken by Leah Herbster, and the foul will be called on Grant. Grant averaging 16 points a ball game, and she now picks up her 3rd personal foul. Again, she had 5 at halftime. 26-12. She will stay out there, by the way, for the moment, but you really need Grant, especially without Katie Vasica. Voss over to Casey Hansen. Hansen pull-up jumper, hit from behind, but she can't hit that shot. Again, Casey Hansen coming into the ball game, averaging 10 points, has yet to score in the first half. But she will toe the line, see if she can't get her first point of the ball game. We talked about those rankings as well. Even with missing Katie Vasica, this is still a great Titans basketball team. First free throw is good from Hansen.
Yeah, they are, and they're just they just seem to be off today. I don't know if it's the schedule move or the weather. You can attribute it to a lot of things, but they're just not playing great so far this game.
And by the way, I was given a weather update from Keith Gestreen at halftime. He said snow was starting to fall when he was getting a walking taco about 10 minutes ago. So we expected to come back out to our cars covered in snow. We just didn't know how much. Foul on Casey Hansen as she now picks up her third and the first team foul.
Well, if it's snowing like it was back at my home, there's going to be a lot of snow on our cars.
Well, we'll find out in about 3-4 hours' time. Grant underneath, off the glass, and good for two as she broke free from Voss, her defender. She's got now 7 points in the ball game, the leading scorer for the Titans. Still a 13-point lead, though, for Vermillion, 27-14, 6:45, third quarter. Cleveland picks up her dribble, cutting inside. It's Jensen. She waited for Conrad to come in. And Adam Shoresman getting an explanation. Free throw is good. It hit off the front of the iron, hung there for a moment, and falls through. Brooke Jensen now 18 points here in the ball game. Second free throw. This one is off the mark. Now Jensen, a sophomore, has been receiving offers. Of course, as a sophomore, just get that opportunity to look around and think about maybe one day where you would like to go. And now a turnover as they try to rainbow pass to the opposite side of the court. For the Titans, in that first half, they had 15 turnovers. 20 the Trojans committed against Vermillion last week, or excuse me, on Friday, I guess last week. This whole entire vacation schedule and these past few weeks have just been off from you with the holiday falling on a Saturday, Sunday. Turnaround jumper, good for Jensen. It's probably throwing you off a little bit as well back at home. Again, observed holidays, so necessarily a lot of people don't have to go to work. 30-14, this is the biggest lead now for the Tanagers by 16. Corner three off the heel of the iron, but it's a rebound by Grant, and then she got stripped of the basketball underneath. Well, I don't know if she got stripped or she just basically lost it. Up to Leah Herbster. Nice job by Herbster. In her pass, that would have been a turnover. She would have took a third step, but she knew to make the bounce there. Cleveland at the free throw line. Back out to Jensen. Catch and shoot. Three. Bank is open. Brooke Jensen continues her tear. Her 4-3 of the ball game. 23 points for her. 33-14. And only being sophomore, someone better let Lexi Plitzowite know that her points in a game is not going to be safe. Eventually, it's going to be surpassed. McKitty answers back with a three of her own. She has now 4 points in a ball game. And again, Plitzowite did it in an overtime victory against Dakota Valley a few years back at home. Hansen drive in, bucket is good, and the free throw line is upcoming for Casey Hansen. Casey Hansen, now 3 points for her in the ball game. Trying to make it 4. Cole, seems like all we have to do is talk about her, and she's going to get going.
Lisa, it just, for some people, it takes a little bit for him to get going. For Hansen, it just seems to take 16 minutes, and all of a sudden, here we are.
Now, and the interesting part, too, is Doug Hansen, her father, isn't the most vocal guy you'll meet in the world either, but I don't know if he just says something, if it's just a look, or if there's anything at all, but she just finds her mark. And now another turnover, the 18th of the ball game for the Titans. Vermillion up by 19. No one expected this to be a blowout. By no means is it that way yet, but it's quickly trending that way with 4:39 in the third quarter.
You can never be too sure with this Titans.
No, you can't be. You really, really can't be. Again, the Titans knocked off number 3, Campbell County in the state of Wyoming on Friday morning. This is a Titans team that can get going at any moment. Underneath to Jensen. Jensen back out to Voss, to Leah Herbster, all the way back to the top. Jensen three-pointer. This one just off the mark. My goodness. She would have hit that. That would have been huge. And now substitutions coming straight off the bench. Cleveland and Doty will come in. I wonder if this might be a little bit of a strategy as well. Don't show Coach Shoresman what the next move is going to be. Again, he just looked straight at the girls and said, go. Usually you'll go to the scorer's table and wait to check in. 36-17. Of course, off the court, great friends, Schwartzman and Brooks. But when it comes to on the court, they're looking to get any advantage they possibly can. Quickly the opposite way come the Titans, looking for some type of offense. Again, they have struggled so far here in the ball game. Only 5 points in this quarter. And now a foul underneath. 2 free throws upcoming as the foul will go against Voss. Voss will pick up her second personal. Her first personal, and it is the second team foul. Another good thing for Vermillion, as the first free throw is good for Grant. They haven't been able to get in a lot of foul trouble. And Roofers, the speed will come on as Janelle Cleveland will come out. And that's saying something when you're trading speed for speed. Of course, Janelle already has her name in the history books at Vermillion High School with her track speed. Second free throw is good. And Roofers just as quick. And of course, Roofers, an 8th grader, the size is going to come with her. She has a lot of developing left to do over these next few years at high school. Underneath, as Cleveland is able to get away from Conrad. Chandler Cleveland, who we caught up in the post-game show the other night, just talking about how she comes off the bench knowing her role, again, a defensive specialist, and that's what she prides herself on, is her defense, not necessarily her scoring, has 6 points here in the ball game. And this has been big, getting her 6 points, because she's replacing the points that maybe you would see Leah Herbster score. 38-19, 3:29 third quarter. Again, Leah Herbster, she has yet to score here in the ball game. Handoff as Peterson has it. They kick it over to the wing. That space shut down very quickly. Then Roofers reaching in, almost got the steal. Sits back with Weber, trying to get some type of space. And then pass forced over to Grant, and it's going to be stolen away. And we're going to get a travel on Cleveland. Vermillion can fix those quick turnovers, giving it right back to the Titans. They're going to win the ball game. And talked about a blowout, or even getting away with this one. If Vermillion can maintain this type of lead going into the fourth quarter, I don't think there's any way the Titans can come back. West on the movement. Get it over to the opposite side to Clayberg. Back to Weber. Weber, the quick jumper. This one off the mark. Fight for the rebound underneath. Jump ball is called, and it will stay with the Titans. So the Titans with a little bit of mojo right now, just keeping possession of the ball, but they haven't been able to really hit shots. Peterson inbound. They're going to go deep, and Vermillion was giving that deep pass. Plays right into what they wanted. West drives. West tried to kick. She gets it somehow to Grant. Grant knocks down the jumper. Grant with 3 personal fouls has stayed out there, and she's been key here in this third quarter. Now 6 points in this quarter, 11 for the ball game. Quickly the opposite way, Cleveland the and one.
And really good recognition there by Roofers, passing it almost halfway up the court to find the wide open Tanager underneath.
Chandler Cleveland carries herself so well. Very well spoken with that interview. And again, priding herself on defense. 8 points to go so far here in this ball game today. Is really a tip of the cap of what she's able to do. And now Cleveland with 9 points. 41-21. And another quick turnover by the Titans. Roofers quickly up to Cleveland. Cleveland up with the shot, gets it to go. Chandler Cleveland, 7 points in this third quarter. 11 for the ball game. Second Tanager to reach double figures. Ball passed and tipped. Grant comes back up with it. Out to McKinney. Clayberg with the 3 ball. This one off the mark. Grant with the rebound. Back up, and this one's good.
That's just a really good putback there by Grant.
She's got 8 points in the quarter, 13 for the ball game. It's a 20-point lead by Vermillion. Down underneath to Leah Herbster, and she's quickly fouled. Bum, 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 bum. 6th team foul now against the Titans. This one's starting to get a little bit out of hand for every way it could go wrong for the Titans. The first one, though, against Weber. And it will now be coming out of the ball game, Brooklyn Voss. In quickly, Leah Herbster, catch and shoot. She leaves this one short. And then a rebounding foul against Vermillion as the Tanagers will pick up their third team foul of this second quarter. The foul will be called against Claire Doty, her second personal. 43-23, 1:42 third quarter. 20-point lead for Vermillion. McKinney inside to Peterson, and Cleveland just got there late. Oh. Cleveland thought it was a travel. She didn't realize she picked up the foul. Coach Brooks is frustrated. Cleveland will pick up her third personal. Fourth team foul. Pass to McKinney. It's going to go out of bounds. Leah Herbster goes into the bench. Says sorry to some of the backup players that kind of went into the face there. Bindi, who took the main blunt of it. Cleveland is out to a round of applause as it'll be Ruvers, Jensen, Doty, Herbster, and Janea back on the court. So Cleveland for Cleveland. Three-pointer, Weber, this one's off the mark. And the threes just continue to not fall on this snowy Monday afternoon on July 2nd of the new year, 2023. And now, falling down, McKinney. Ruver shoots the three-pointer. Fans rise to their feet, 46-23. And now a pass, it's going to go out of bounds. Cole, blowout alert is on this one.
That's definitely possible. But however, as we saw in that three-day Hoop City Classic, no lead is safe from really any team.
46-23, Jensen pull-up jumper. This one was off the mark. Get a 23-point lead, and now a foul that will go against Ruvers. It's the fifth team foul. Vermillion committing 3 quick fouls here in the last 2 minutes. Don't forget, it is a doubleheader. Titans play the Tanagers, and boys action coming up after this. We'll catch up with Coach Weber and Coach Drake. Both play each other a lot of respect, so it was great catching up with Drew and, of course, with Jay during the new year. Pass, this one lost inside. The 23rd turnover of the basketball game for the Titans. That matches their score. Yikes. Cleveland to Leah Herbster. Back out to Ruvers. Vermillion can hold for the last second shot, exactly what they are doing here at the moment, as back called, which will give bonus to Vermillion the entire fourth quarter, as that is the 7th team foul, and it is now the 4th against Grant. That's, again, it piles on worse and worse for the Titans. Grant has 8 points in this third quarter, 13 for the ball game. And she's going to have to come out. No, it'll be McKinney. Grant is staying out there as of right now. I don't know if Coach Shoresman realizes it at the moment or not. Jensen, 24 points, 25 points for her in the ball game as she's able to hit both threes. Last second jumper, nowhere close. You tell me what's more impressive so far, the 25 points from Brooke Jensen or the 23 turnovers by the T area Titans. The fourth quarter comes up next here on a Live Ticket TV.
Let's be real. You work, you worry, you wait, you wonder. These are the challenges of life on the farm. As a community bank, First Bank and Trust understands this rural reality. We're big enough to help ag producers grow for the future and small enough to get to know you right now. Our ag bankers have ag backgrounds, which means we'll help you work through the tough years and make the most of the great ones. First Bank and Trust. Real banking, real easy. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Well, maybe we don't need to survive at this point. Come back with a little bit of M&M. 48-23, a 25-point lead for the Vermillion Tanagers. The Titans haven't even put up 25 points here in the ball game. The Titans have put up 23 points along with their 23 turnovers, a three-pointer for Jensen. She has 25 here in the ball game, and at the moment, all Vermillion needs to do is just keep playing good defense. Conrad drives in and a foul called against Jensen. That's now the 6th team foul against Vermillion. And it will send Conrad to shoot a couple free throws upcoming. So Conrad so far here in the ball game, just a free throw. She's actually 1 of 2 so far today. First free throw is off the mark. Well, start with a comeback. You might need to hit the free throws. That's going to be key. Again, a 25-point lead for Vermillion, 48-23. Again, on paper, this is considered an upset. Once again, as 2 weeks ago, T area was receiving votes. Conrad misses both free throws. Now, media polls don't come out until 5 o'clock, and you have to imagine with T being 3-0, they are still going to be either receiving votes or inside the top 5. And I would expect them to be inside the top 5. So Vermillion, we're not quite for sure where they're going to be ranked at, if they'll even be receiving votes. And Brooke Jensen has now scored in all quarters 27 points for her in the ball game. 50-23, 7:09, fourth quarter. I will say this much, Cole. When it comes to this region in the playoffs, the one team you definitely don't want to see again, the T-Area Titans. Down underneath the Grant, this one off the glass. Conrad goes up with her shot, and she's going to be fouled by Casey Hansen. That's Hansen's 4th, and now the 7th team foul. Cole, 50-23, a 27-point lead. I don't think Katie Vasika has 27 points right now in this ball game. But, I mean, how much of a difference does she make if she's out there?
A huge difference. I mean, even if you take T's scoring, I mean, they probably got, 35 points. But then you look at the Tanager scoring, they definitely do not have 50 if Vasika's out there on the floor right now. I think both what she brings offensively and defensively for this Titans team, she is greatly missed at this point.
And so you do give Vermillion their 50 points. I would put Vasika at least with 15 in the ball game. So, I mean, we're talking a 5-point lead at most for Vermillion. If not, again, you add her defense in there, it could even be a 2-point lead for the Titans at the moment. Again, she was not featured in that big victory for the Titans against Campbell County. But, again, it was just a lot more speed. But the size that Vermillion has over Campbell County from the state of Wyoming has been different. Voss trying to get it down to Hansen. Hansen, maybe some contact made. Missed shot completely. Fight for the ball as it's going to go out of bounds, and it will stay with Vermillion. 6:35 here in the ball game with a 25-point lead. Someone's making a score update on the app there, and that's nowhere close. What'd that say, 117-83? I didn't know we got to the NBA there. And one as Jensen catches it on the inbound, and it hits this. So, old-fashioned three-point play. She's got 29 points. So far, her season high has been 33. Wow. She could break that again. Free throw is up and good. She now has 30 points in the ball game. 53-25, 6:29, fourth quarter. Trying to go the opposite way. It's quickly cut off. Another turnover. Turnover number 25 of the ball game. Voss over to Casey Hansen. Back to the top with Janaea Cleveland. Leah Herbster to Voss. Voss thought about shooting the three, decided not to. Drives in, kick back out to Jensen. Jensen, up and good. Up and good for Jensen. She now has 32 points here in the ball game. 55-25. And we've also hit a running clock with this as well. Who would have ever thought a running clock in this game today?
Not me.
Not me either. Not me either. We're going to get a timeout by Coach Brooks. We have a foul as well that will have free throws. The foul, by the way, was against Janaea Cleveland, which was her third personal in the 8th team foul. Wow. 55-25. We're going to step aside a quick 30-second break. We're back here in just a moment on Live Ticket TV.
Limestone canyons, flowing waterfalls, and pristine beauty make Spearfish a sanctuary for those seeking the ultimate escape. Outdoor enthusiasts will find top-notch sport climbing, mountain biking, and UTV OHV trails. Guests are steps away from peaceful hiking trails and tranquil streams. Relax and rehash your day's adventure at one of our award-winning local breweries. Finding rest is an important part of any adventure. Lodging in Spearfish comes with a variety of choices, from cabins, B&Bs, and campgrounds to the comforts of your popular brand-name hotels. To find your unique adventure in Spearfish, go to visitspearfish.com now.
55-25, coming back with some intense music here out of the break. I don't know why we have too intense music. We need to get something good going right now because Vermillion up by 30. We do hit the running clock as well. Conrad, the free throw, this one is good. On the 1-and-1, she'll get another shot at it. Conrad now has 4 points in the ball game. 55-26. Second free throw. This one's up and good. Cole, the coach, what is it? You have to get back under 20 to stop that running clock, correct?
I can't remember if it's 35-25 or if it's 30-20. I feel like every time we have a game like this, it changes. I believe you have to get under 20.
That's what I was thinking as well. 55-27. So running clock means the only time we stop are for timeouts or fouls. So if the ball goes simply out of bounds, the clock just keeps on running like in the past. It would stop there for a little bit, which you can ultimately really start to kill time if you do it like the good old soccer move and pick up the ball late, kind of stand around. As you see professionals do all the time. Fadeaway jumper. She now has a new season high. Brooke Jensen has just been dominant so far today. 34 points for her in the ball game underneath to Grant. Grant is up and good with 4 personal fouls. She has 15 points here in the ball game. 57-29, 4:50, fourth quarter. And they've been trying to move things around very, very quickly. All right, now it's 120-0 on the SD scores. Underneath to Leah Herbster, this one is up and good. Leah Herbster has her first points of the ball game, 59-29. Coach Brooks, huge smile right now. He's going to send back in Chandler Cleveland here in just a moment. Again, a 30-point victory. Who would have thought we'd see more turnovers by the Titans than we did the Trojans either? Three-pointer, that is what we saw the other morning against Campbell County from T area. 5 points for Weber now here in the ball game, 59-32. And this is a Titans team that's going to win. You're talking 14, 15 ball games at least.
Yeah, at least.
The only reason they're not going to win that many games is because of the schedule they play. I mean, they just play a lot more AA teams. It is the only difference. By the way, the foul was on Conrad. Her third personal. Voss, free throw, leaves this one short. Again, Voss was questionable coming into the ball game. She only has 2 so far today. And now we're going to start to see, and I'm going to call them the second team, because all these girls have gotten plenty of playing time so far today. Jensen is going to come out of the ball game, so that is going to be night for her. 34 points that she will finish a new season high. She has scored more points by herself than the Titans have. 59-32, and the Titans are going now into their second team as they will be calling it off. Free throw, Voss is good. Vermillion will be using more of their bench coming up here in just a moment as well. As the Titans just try to kind of find this little bit of momentum late in the ball game. But again, another upset for Vermillion. Back-to-back upsets. Vermillion's going to move to 5-0 on the season. Even more impressive is the 4-0 mark of the DAC 12 in just 5 games so far this season. A turnover there as Bindi, the freshman guard, tried to make a move around. Yes, Cole.
And it's official. John Brooks has sat down. You must be feeling pretty comfortable.
What do you mean?
Oh, now he's back up. See, as soon as I say it,
I know.
As soon as I say it, he stands back up.
I told you, he doesn't spend much time on his seat. Inside to Cleveland. Oh, my goodness. Chandler Cleveland, have yourself a ball game miss. 13 points for her. She is the second leading scorer. I don't know if many people would expect Chandler Cleveland. And the thing is, she is capable of putting up that many points. I mean, this is what we did see from her last year as a starter. She averaged 7 points a ball game. And we're just kind of seeing her finally hit that spot, even when coming off the bench. That's just how crucial she is underneath, and a foul will be called. As the running clock will tick along for just a little bit, once they get set is when they will stop the clock. Just saw an extra 8 seconds come off. Bindi will shoot the free throws. Again, we'll have our pregame show, Coach Weber and Coach Drake, both coming up, of the T-Area Titans and the Vermillion Tanagers in the boys' pregame show. Standings-wise, as we pull those up as well, coming into this on those region standings, you will see kind of where everyone falls at. T-Area number 1, Vermillion number 2. Yes, it's early into the season, but Vermillion is only helping themselves even more. And again, you look at those region standings extremely early to really just kind of peer at them. But and then the other big standings you look at that's surprising to you, Dakota Valley all the way down there towards the bottom. Ball is being knocked around. It's going to go out of bounds. Titan basketball. In this region, we talk about it, the Titans, Vermillion, Lennox, EPJ. Dakota Valley is going to start to hit their stride, and they're going to do some great stuff. Beersford, no slouch of a team either. 62-33, but a lot of people, this one's going to continue to make waves around as the free throw is off, or the jumper is off the mark. 62-33, 80 seconds remaining in the ball game. All we are doing right now is just passing the ball around to end this one, as it's Cleveland who has it. Cleveland at the top, over to Barta. Barta inside, misses her shot, fights for the rebound back, and now a stoppage in play. Also be interesting to see how much time they put up here to start this boys game. During the warm-up of the girls, they put up just 10 minutes to keep things moving along. Of course, this is the reason why we had this game today, was to get things quickly in and out. And now a couple more girls, including Tracy and Baylor, check onto the court, as there's no time left on the shot clock. Shot was never up in time. So T will bring it into the front court. Vermillion again going to advance to 5-0 on the season. 62-33, followed by the points of Brooke Jensen, as free throws could. We're not even getting free throws. Oh, nope, they do stop the clock just in time with 1.6. So free throws upcoming. JC Babb up to the free throw line. First one is off the mark. So Brooke Jensen could end tying with points herself, as many as the Titans got. Babb will get to 34. And will simply trigger the inbound. And that is ball game. Vermillion girls move to 5-0 on the season. 4-0 in the DAC 12 and 2-0 inside the region, as it's led by Brooke Jensen's 34 points. My goodness, one heck of a performance. We're going to step aside, The boys' pregame show comes up here in just a moment on Live Ticket TV.
If you are self-motivated, accountable, and Masaba provides comprehensive training in a clean, safe, and state-of-the-art facility. Masaba offers competitive wages, a fun and interesting work environment and culture. Join our team of rock stars. Visit masabainc.com to learn more.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Farmers know crop insurance is essential for managing risk. It's also valuable for maximizing revenue. The crop insurance officers at Farm Credit Services of America have proprietary tools and expertise to deliver the personalized crop and revenue protection you need for the peace of mind you want. Nobody delivers crop insurance like this. Discover the difference by calling 800-884-FARM. Agriculture works here.
We continue on here in Thunder Alley as we get you set for game number 2 of our doubleheader. Just wrapping up the girls basketball game, and now it's time to transition into the boys game. And that comes up in about 15 minutes time. So right now let's get into our pregame show as we move along here quickly because, of course, as always, when it comes to the T-Area Titans, Drew Weber of T-Area, always a great coach to sit down with, always giving me time. And once again, I caught up with him yesterday to talk about this matchup against the Vermillion Tanagers, what he expects to see from Jay Drake's crew, and just ultimately this season so far for the T-Area Titans. Again, a team coming in overall 1-2, but don't let that record fool you. This is a very talented team. So here is abbreviated conversation when I caught up with head coach Drew Weber of the T-Area Titans yesterday to talk about the season and how they get ready for Vermillion. Coach, as you get ready for this team against the Vermillion Tanagers, let's look first back at the season you've had so far. Coming into this game, 1-2, and I thought Coach Jay Drake the other night said it in our post-game show the best. This is probably the best 0-3 team or 1-2 team that you're going to see in the state of South Dakota. You have such a tough schedule to open up against Dakota Valley, against Marshall, Minnesota, and against Sioux Falls, O'Gorman. How has the first 3 games been? What seems like it's already been 2 months in the season with all these snowstorms.
Yeah, well, we're coming along. The Dakota Valley game early in the season, we were talking off air just about we have a lot of things that we have to shore up early in the year with some injuries coming after football and getting our guys to play together. They just haven't had experience playing together and just all those things that come with a new team and a new season. But that first game was more about Dakota Valley being exceptional than it was about us. You know, we played a typical game that you would play to start the year, and they played a game like they were already into March. So, you know, we thought we did some good things in that game, and there were certainly things that they took advantage of that we did not do well. But one that we moved on, and then, of course, we had the 20 days in between games like most everybody did, and went to O'Gorman and really played well for, I would say, 24 of the 32 minutes. But we had a 4-minute stretch in the second quarter where the ball just would not find the bottom of the hoop. The Ing kid from O'Gorman had a really hot streak there in the second quarter that got them back in it. It was, I think, a tie game or 2-point game or a close game at half, and The third quarter, we played pretty well, I thought. Did a lot of good things, and then the fourth quarter, we quit doing the things that got us there. And O'Gorman played very well there. The Ian kid from OG had an exceptional game. He did a little bit of everything. We coached against him the last few years. He's a 3-year varsity guy, and his game has really improved. And I was impressed with him. And we just didn't do enough. And we kind of talked about it after the game. We got away from what our identity is as a team. So then now we go back the next day. We go to Marshall. Marshall's a school probably about the size of a Watertown or Brookings. So we knew it was going to be tough. Looking at past year, we haven't never played them before. Looking at past years, they win between 15 and 18 games every year. So we knew it was going to be a tough game. And we just went in there and did everything that we want to do. We just did it really well. Like with the game plan, the kids executed with the high energy, the effort, the ball movement, all the things that make basketball coaching really fun. Our kids did, and we kind of put it to them a little bit. And I was very impressed with the way we played there, and just our mentality when we stepped onto the court. I was super impressed with out of our guys. And that just comes directly from them. I have nothing to do with that. They had an attitude about themselves that game that they were going to kick butt, and they did. And I was really proud of them. And so we're at a spot now. We're 1-2, but we're trending up, and I feel pretty good as we kind of get into our Class A portion of our schedule now.
Well, you get ready for this Vermillion Tanagers team, a team that actually has had kind of your number the past couple of years, but that experience that they've had, the great talent, has now all graduated away. They're kind of going through the motions of who is going to step up next for them, what are the key pieces they can build around. Looking at the Vermillion Tanagers, you still need to stop them offensively because they have those spurts they can really go off on. What you've seen in film so far, who are you keyed on that you really want to shut down?
Well, we're at a spot. Obviously, they have some guys that we're concerned about for sure, but we're really focused there on not letting any one guy get going. But we just really want to make it hard for them to be comfortable in the half court, just for the reasons that you said. Just some of these guys are newer. I mean, they played a really good game against West Central. I was impressed with that victory for them, so that gives us a little bit to look at too. But we're really just concerned about ourselves against Vermillion, and we're going to be concerned about that for about the next 8 to 10 games, where we're just really concerned on what we're going to do in terms of our team defense and less about any individual, just because we've had some things that I have not been very pleased with early in the year and even in past years about what we do defensively, areas where we need to get better, and that's kind of where we're at now. That Marshall game that we played, those things started to come true. And if we play a good team defense, not dissimilar from Vermillion, what their bread and butter has been these past few years is that they're such a great half-court team, defensive team, and one of the better ones that we see. Coach Drake does a great job with that every single night. We'll be fine. Good, sound team defense, I think we can give ourselves a good opportunity.
For me, and talking about his song this season, they do play a very tough schedule as they continue to get ready. Other coach, here he is on our pregame show, head coach Jay Drake, talking about the T-Area Titans. When you get ready for this T-Area Titans team, you mentioned it, and I just look at it as well. I think even when it comes to the region standings, I think they might be the worst team, but there's miscalculation of points right now. But this is such a talented, great team. They have Blake back once again this year after he was out last year with an injury, and this team that continues to develop through injuries. What makes them so special once again this year, especially with the teams they are going to play throughout the season?
Yeah, number one, they're obviously a very good basketball team. Both started for them, a couple with Colbeck and Lundeen were both all-state players last year, and then they had a few seniors off the bench as well that came in and gave good minutes. But they got a good mixture of, like I said, those two returning starters. You get Blake Thompson back, that he's very quick. We compare him. 2 years ago, he was Obviously, they've had a very good team for the last 6-7 years, T has, but 2 years ago, Thompson was kind of their sixth man off the bench. And he's kind of their version of what Braden Panconen is at Del Rapids. He's not real big, but he's extremely quick, and he can score in the paint. He can create on his own for himself. He can create for others, set up others. He can shoot a three. So it's going to be difficult for us. We got to try to keep him in front of us. And then, the Almas kid has played very well for them as kind of the sixth man last year and got a lot of experience. Very athletic kid. And like I said, through their 3 games, they had O'Gorman on the run there on Thursday, Marshall the following day. So they're just trying to get back in game rhythm. They played that opener on that Friday, the same night we played South Sioux, and then basically with a couple postponements, had games about a 3-week delay between games, and then finally got back-to-back games, and they're probably trying to get the game rhythm. But they got 8 guys that can score the basketball, 8 good athletes, and anytime you have that kind of balance where you're basically, from a defensive standpoint, you can't really help off anyone. You have to kind of respect and treat everyone the same out there, and get guys that can shoot it and size inside. So, like in past years, you can throw out their 1-2 record. They're in our region, they'll be right there in the mix to obviously get to a Sweet 16, and that's what everyone's trying to do, and you just go for matchups there. So this is Game 5 for us, a little bit different time just because of the moving up with the weather. But we feel in our first 5 games, this will be the best team we've seen. And it's probably good for our team right now. We know we have a lot of room and growth that we have to go through still and can improve as a basketball team. But to be able to play a caliber team like T on Monday afternoon, it'd be a good chance to just see where we're at as a basketball team.
You talk about playing on Monday afternoon. We've seen you kind of go on the road now, lost focus at points, especially, early in that fourth quarter against Tri-Valley. This is going to be kind of a weird situation, playing mid-afternoon on a Monday during kind of an observed holiday. We don't know what their crowd's going to be like in Thunder Alley. It can be dangerous in there in the past if it gets extremely loud. How do you make sure the guys come in focused on Monday?
Yeah, control the controllables again, which we talked about with our group, and I'm really happy both administrations, ours and theirs, from a prepping standpoint, it kind of limits the extra day we would have had, but I think it's probably important, and with the opportunity to play this before the weather comes in, not knowing, obviously we've had postponements in the past. You don't want another one, and you don't know what the rest of the winter is going to look like. So. Like anything, we're going to be getting up at 8:15 on the road already. The C games are going to be playing at 10 a.m., JV at 11. You got varsity girls at 12:30, us at 2. And, for our group, that's part of the process of being a mentally tough team. And you got to be able to handle those things no matter what the time is. And, I thought last week we had 3 really good practices, last Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday before the West Central game. Came in on Saturday, and now with the moved up here, we had a good one this afternoon on Sunday afternoon. So hopefully we can keep that going and go up and play T and just compete, play hard, and try to give ourselves a chance in the fourth quarter.
Once again, that is head coach Jay Drake here on our pregame show, as I caught up with him yesterday, talking about how they get ready for this T area team. Again, a team that comes in 1-2 overall. And as you pull up the region standings as well, again, extremely early when it looks at these region standings, but you would say, all right, well, T 1-2, okay, towards the bottom there, nothing really good. But again, their losses come against Dakota Valley, who was number 1 in the media polls a couple weeks ago. They're going to be number 1 again. They haven't lost their 4-0. They're so darn good. Even Coach Weber off there, I asked, I was like, is it that good of a team? He goes, oh yeah. They're that good. They have everything they need. Then O'Gorman, a AA team, that was extremely close throughout until late in that third quarter when O'Gorman started opening up some space. And then you look at that Marshall, Minnesota win. Again, you compare them to a size of a Watertown, and you get almost a 30-point win. So this is a good T area team. And for the Vermillion boys, again, 2-2. coming in overall. They're just trying to get above 500. They've lost to South Sioux City, beat Crofton, Nebraska, lost by 2 against Tri-Valley, and then on Friday afternoon, they were able to beat West Central 58-50. Again, a jam-packed Thunder Alley as the Titans are looking to return the favor, at least on the boys' side, compared to what the girls did. Again, Vermillion girls, if you're just tuning in, dominated receiving votes. T area, again, on paper, T area a couple weeks ago in the media poll was receiving votes. There's a good chance they're going to be inside the top 5 when the polls come out later on. So a huge upset for Vermillion, and they did it convincingly, 62-34, including 34 points from Brooke Jensen alone, and they forced the Titans into 26 turnovers in that girls' game. Vermillion girls now move to 5-0, 4-0 in the DAC 12, 2-0 in the region. They are the real deal. Haven't been receiving votes. I certainly have to be thinking they're going to be receiving some type of votes, or maybe top 5, at least fingers crossed, hope so, when the polls are released later on this afternoon. But right now, let's turn back to our boys' game as we meet the starting 5 for both the T area Titans and the Vermillion Tanagers. Let's begin with the home teams, the Titans. It is the same starting 5 that they've had the past couple of games now, including a couple big get-backs from a year ago. Their starting 5 will be number 1, Jonah Kosher, the 6'1" junior guard. Number 3, Blake Thompson, who has committed to play football at the next level. He is back as a senior after he took a football injury last year and missed all of his junior year of basketball, the 5'11" senior guard. Number 5, Sam Almus, the 6'2" junior guard. Number 11, Justin Wimbega, the 6'2" junior forward. And number 15, Reese Krieshman, the 6'4" senior center for the Titans. For the Vermillion Tanagers, it is the same starting 5 they have had all season long. It'll be number 14, Ethan Kerner, the 5'10" senior guard. Number 23, Zone Robinson, the 6'1" junior shooting guard. Number 24, Carter Hansen, the 6'2" sophomore small forward. Number 32, Wyatt Gestring, the 6'2" senior guard. And number 52, Carter Skogsberg, the 6'4" senior power forward for the Vermillion boys. The Tanagers in their all red uniforms, numbers and letters that are in white outlined by black. The T area Titans in their all white uniforms, numbers and letters that are in blue outlined by gold. Thanks once again to head coach Jay Drake and Drew Weber for catching up with us on the pregame show. It's time for game number 2 of our afternoon on a snowy Monday as we celebrate and observe the new year. Welcome to the year 2023. Both teams looking to get off to the right start. Vermillion looking to get above 500 for the first time this season, and the Titans just looking to get to 500 on the season. Here we go. We are set and ready to rumble inside Thunder Alley in the home of the Titans as Skogsberg and Krieshman meet in the center tip. It's won by the Titans as they get it right in front of the scoreboard. Titans moving from right to left as you see it on your phone, on your TV, and on your laptop. Thought about shooting the 3 ball. They go back out. The student section has now showed up. They weren't really there much for the girls' game. Again, it is a packed Thunder Alley, and opening up the ball game, it's a 3-pointer for Jessen. And T area leads right away. First possession, they got the look that they wanted, and now the press as Zone Robinson has to get it across the timeline to Gestring, back over to Robinson. Robinson to Gestring to Carter Hansen. He is barking out instructions. Carter Hansen to Ethan Kerner. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Back to Hansen at the top of the key. Bounce pass to Skogsberg inside. Backing his way down to the block. Fade away. It's blocked away by Reese Krieshman. And here come the Titans with a 3-0 lead. Krieshman Down at the block, trying to back his own way in. Kick back out. Jessen another three. This one is off the heel, but it's tipped back out as it's collected by Kosher, and he shoots the jumper and gets it to fall. Quickly, it's 5-0. The T area Titans lead it over the Vermillion Tanagers. The Tanagers have had the number of the Titans over the past couple of years, and now we're going to get a 10-second call as Zone Robinson was not able to get it across the timeline in time. Missed shot and a turnover for Vermillion to open up the ball game. 5-0, 90 seconds into it. Handoff. Drive, pull-up jumper. This one's off the mark, trying to collect it, and somehow the Titans will get it back. Back to the top, driving in Almas. And they want to get back to Almas, as that was Jessen who had it, and it's going to be an over and back. This again went into the front court for Vermillion. So back-to-back turnovers here in the ball game. Vermillion will have it, trailing by 5. 150 seconds already into the ball game. Vermillion has gotten up just one shot so far. Some fans have also left on the Vermillion sidelines as parents and the team, including John Brooks, have left the building. We'll see if we can't catch up with Coach Brooks coming up in our post-game show. Zone Robinson, free throw line, jumper off the mark. Kosher quickly up into the front court as they work it over to Jessen. And now another bad turnover as Kosher was looking for somebody on the baseline. I believe he was trying to get it to Krieshman there. Krieshman was nowhere in the zip code. 5-0, 5:40. Gestrine in the backcourt over to Hansen. No one really putting down a dribble. All Vermillion is doing is trying to pass it into the front court. It finally works, but now Ethan Kerner is double teamed, and he steps out of bounds as he made the pass. Yes, Cole.
And one thing with that now no dribbling is they're trying to stay away from that trap. Is the last thing you want to do is dribble it into a trap right past half court.
5-0, 5:23, quickly inside and up with it. Reese Krieshman has his first 2 points. It's quickly 7-0. We saw the Vermillion girls lead at 8-0. And as they pass it over to Wyatt Gestrine, Zone Robinson now has it. Robinson will make his move over to Carter Hansen, the deep three. This one is off the mark, rebounded by Almas. Kosher for the Titans. Around the perimeter to Almas. Pull-up jumper for him. This one misses everything. And Carter Hansen will pull down the ball for the team in red. Quickly up to Ethan Kerner, a little too far in front. And this one, another turnover as substitutions will be coming in quickly for Vermillion as they'll quickly dive into their bench and Ethan Kerner will come out. So again, Vermillion trailing already 7-0 here in the ball game. Trying to get some momentum down inside. Looking for some defensive stops is Vermillion. And that time a missed jumper. Robinson the other way, and now travel. Robinson thought he might get tied up there. They call it travel instead, and Cole, this is quickly getting out of hand for Vermillion.
Yeah, very quickly, and their defense is doing all they can just to limit T to these 7 points, but if they don't start scoring soon, their defense is going to be on the floor a lot, and T's going to score a lot of points.
Jumper off the mark. Almost got the rebound underneath. It goes out of bounds. By the way, Vermillion currently is running the Hansens on the court. That is, of course, Trey and Carter. Skolksberg, Robinson, and Gestrine all out there. Inside, going up, and this one is good. Krieshman, just the big body inside. Now 4 points for him, 9-0. Surprisingly, we have not seen Jay Drake call a timeout. And I believe this might just be the patience of Drake saying, and he's talked about this so far in all of his pregame shows, postgame shows, have to have patience with this team. This isn't what we've seen over the past couple of years. These guys are developing. And right now, it is trial by fire and a three-pointer by Jessen. He's hitting 2 threes, 6 points for him in the ball game. 3:36, 12-0. Trial by fire there, Cole. And We expected this one to have a potential of being a blowout, and it's quickly trending that way.
Yes, very quickly. That's about all I got. I mean, this T team has not made a lot of buckets, and they're up by 12. That just shows you how capable they are on the offensive end.
They take smart shots, they look for the right shots, and they've just gotten them to fall as well. So out of the timeout, Coach Drake uses his first. I mean, in most games as well, you would see Coach Drake quickly look to timeouts to try to settle the guys to get them into it. But at this moment, this is just, you got to learn, and you got to learn very, very quickly. And we're seeing players already get a chance to play that we haven't seen. I mean, Trey Hansen, he's never been featured this early into a ball game yet. And he's already out there. Carter gets it over to Trey, back to Carter. Carter splits a double team, picks up the dribble. Into the offense zone, Robinson is tripped as he makes a move. And a foul will be called on Blake Thompson. Again, Thompson has yet to score in the ball game, but Thompson missed out on his junior year of basketball after he picked up an injury, and again is looking to make the next move with his collegiate level for football. 12-0, 3:15. First quarter, this has been a Titans team that has really developed, of course, football as well, moving up to the AA level. Reach and foul that goes against Garrett, his first personal, second team foul. Always that conversation is, when is T going to move up to the AA? It seems like everyone says, well, it's going to be next year that they do so. And so far, they remain at the Class A level when it comes to some sports. Drive in. Hansen, the floater. This one is off the mark, and fight for the ball underneath. It's going to go out of bounds, and it will be Titan basketball. And you look behind us and over to our left as well, the banners that just hang 2020, 2021. It's the constant runner-up in championships that T area wins. Now a charge taken by Skolsburg. It will be the third team foul quickly on the Titans, and this one goes against Sam Almas, picking up his first. Connor Rohrig is into the ball game. Wyatt Gestring will check out. 12-0, 2:50, quarter number one. As Hansen will bring it in the front court. Robinson to Hansen. Hansen hops up, good. First points for Vermillion come with Carter Hansen, who's averaging 14 points a ball game. Thompson to Garrett, three-pointer for him. This one's off the mark. Hansen try to get it back. Collision. Hansen somehow comes up with it. Bounce pass to Rohrig. Rohrig off the glass, too strong, and the ball will go out of bounds. It will stay with Vermillion along the baseline. As see some more substitutions. Reese will come back in, and Jackson Smythe, who's also dealt with injuries, might be a starter this season. He is in to the ball game. 12-2, quick turnover for Vermillion on the inbound to Thompson. They work it now over to Smythe. Back underneath as they move it around the perimeter as it was deflected back out to Thompson. Step back three. He left this one short. Follows it up. He knew he had missed it. Follow it up. Got it back and immediately went up with the shot. Gets fouled. 14-2. And the foul comes against Trey Hansen. And it is the first one that will go against Vermillion of the ball game as well. The old-fashioned three-point play is complete. Blake Thompson has 3 points in the ball game. 4 different Titans have scored. It's 15-2, 1:55 first quarter. Hansen, dribble, picks up the dribble. Wants to get it to Rohrig, is being tied up, and now they call a foul before the shot ever came along for Hansen. And the foul will be called against Garrett. Garrett picks up his second and the fourth team foul. He'll come out of the ball game, and Almas will come back in for the boys in white. 15-2, 1:47 first quarter. Zone Robinson to inbound, gets it right away to Rohrig on the near coffin corner. Back into Skolsburg. Carter, and easily falling to the ground that time was Boston Wieselman, and a foul against Skolsburg, picking up his first. and his second team foul. 15-2, 100 seconds remaining here in the ball game and rolling. It's over to Jackson Smythe, picks up his dribble. Back out as they get it to Jessup. Now to Thompson, shoots the three. This one rattles through. Blake Thompson now has 6 points in the ball game. Remember when they came in 1-2 overall? Yeah, they're pretty darn good. Thompson up and good for 2. Blake Thompson now has 8 points in the ball game. It's 20-2. Close your eyes if you're the Tanager faithful. Hansen, bounce pass to Robinson. Robinson's trying to drive in, and it's saved, and it almost went out of bounds. And now it seems like every bounce is going the Titans' way. Driving in, Thompson hands off to Smythe, to Almas, straight away, 3. This one off the mark. Tip back out. Blake Thompson comes up with it. They get it over to the near side with Jessen. Jessen drives. Now back out to Almas. 35 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Coach Weber is telling him to take some time as he looks down at his card. Thompson at the Titan logo. Over to Smythe. Smythe back to Thompson. He'll shoot the 3. This one off the mark. Fight for the rebound inside, and it's Almas. Good for 2. All starters have now scored for the Titans. It's a 20-point lead, and we're about to go to the end of the quarter. Warrig to Hansen, shoots the 3. This one's off the mark. Yikes. 22-20 after 1. We head to the second quarter. That's coming up here in 60 seconds on Live Ticket TV.
Birds like tanagers are great at flying out of the way to miss your car. Deer and other drivers are not. If you're in any kind of accident, bring your vehicle to Blaine's Body Shop in Vermillion. We repair your vehicle to pre-accident condition and handle the entire process from start to finish, including an accurate estimate and dealing with the insurance adjuster. So good luck to the tanagers, and if you're in an accident, bring your vehicle to
Blaine's Body Shop. Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Let's be real. You work. You worry. You wait. You wonder. These are the challenges of life on the farm. As a community bank, First Bank & Trust understands this rural reality. They're big enough to help ag producers grow for the future and small enough to get to know you right now. Our ag bankers have ag backgrounds, which means we'll help you work through the tough years and make the most of the great ones. First Bank & Trust. Real banking, real easy.
Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. This is not good. Vermillion, they knew there was going to be growing pains. A 20-point deficit was probably not in those growing pains book. But right now, that's what they face as we open up the second quarter. Wow, 22 points from the Titans. I mean, impressive by what the Titans have been able to do. Even less by the Vermillion Tanagers offense. Gestring straight away 3. This one is off the mark. Skolsberg with the rebound. Goes back up and 1 as he hit the shot. A foul against Reese Krieshman. That's his first personal. And the 5th team foul. Carter has his first 2 points of the ball game. By the way, the only one to score for Vermillion in that first quarter was Carter Hansen, if you're curious. Free throw is off the mark. 22-4. Just got a tweet that Cole Larsh was showing me, our producer. Charge taken by Skolsberg. Cole, I want to reiterate that tweet right there from our very own Ryan Deal of 605 Sports.
And I quote, Vermillion girls pick up a 28-point win over T-Area, which knocked off Class AA Jefferson on December 20th. Buy stock now in the Tanagers.
And no, there isn't any favoritism there by our own Ryan Deal. Of course, Ryan Deal works with us with Live Ticket TV and 605 Sports, covering sports all across the state of South Dakota now, and more than 70-plus schools in the state of South Dakota. Live Ticket TV allows that opportunity to provide streaming broadcast while all advertising dollars, or at least a portion of advertising dollars, goes directly back to the school. So benefit while advertising and helping out your schools with live ticket TV. It's the 7th team foul. That's the only bright side for Vermillion, is they've been able to get the Titans in foul trouble. It was the first as well against Jackson Smythe. Now, the thing is, Vermillion can't capitalize at the free throw line, and as Robinson went up, blocked away, Krieshman picks up now his second personal and the 8th team foul. This will be 2 free throws. 22-4. Robinson to shoot 2. Robinson, who averages 14 points as well a ball game, hits the first free throw. Robinson, his first point. And now we'll see some more substitutions as Boston Wilmison will come in. Second time we've seen Boston so far today. Robinson is able to hit both free throws. 22-6. 6:48. First half. Almas over to Boston, to Blake Thompson. Back out, 3-pointer. This one is off the mark. Fight for the rebound, being knocked around. And again, the Titans, every time there's a loose basketball, somehow come up with it. Kosher will make his move. Now over to the corner as they get it with Jessen. Jessen back over to Kosher. Bounce pass to Boston, to Thompson. He'll shoot the 3. This one off the mark and fight for the rebound. And this one will be against Boston as he just climbed the ladder of Skolsberg's body. What? Can't do that? Nope, you can't. You can fight for the rebound. Can't go over somebody for it though. 22-6. 6:16 second quarter. Only time you can go over somebody is if you jump them cleanly. Sometimes you see it, every once in a while. Free throws for Carter. This is a 1-and-1, and the free throw is good. He'll get a second opportunity. He has 3 points. Great ball game for Carter as well against West Central. He had his best scoring performance of the season. Makes the second free throw, and this one is good. 22-8. 6-11. Blake Thompson over to Kosher, as it seems like things for the Titans starting to slow down just marginally here in this second quarter. Starting to take more time setting up their offense. Bounce pass, trying to get down to Boston. Have to kick it back out again. 9-team fouls, so a little bit of the second team out there as well. And going up strong, that's Garrett Wiegenbaugh, and he connects. And 1 opportunity. Garrett has his first points of the ball game. He is now the 6th player to score for the Titans. 24-8, 5:49 second quarter, and this and 1 opportunity is completed by Garrett. 25-8. By the way, the running clock rule doesn't take effect until the second half. Hansen, bounce pass over to Kerner, who almost fumbled it away. Over to Robinson. Robinson, shot is blocked away there by Boston. Thompson, the other way. Bounce pass to Kosher. To Jensen. Over to the corner, 3-pointer. This one misses everything, but again, the Titans come up with it. 20 seconds on the shot clock, then lost there, and saved from going out of bounds by Hansen. Carter Hansen going into the front court. Skolsberg back to Carter Hansen. To Gestring. This one off the mark. Skolsberg with the rebound. Wants to get it down inside the lane. Carter, step back, no good. Fight for rebound. Thompson comes up with it for the boys in white. Pass, took a few deflections, and all of a sudden, Skolsberg had it. Hey-oh. I don't think he was quite expecting it, but able to get his big paws on it. And now a timeout from head coach Jay Drake. 25-8, 4:41, second quarter. Again, if you missed out on it earlier, the Vermillion girls 62-34 victory in that ball game, including Brooke Jensen put up 34 points in the ball game. In fact, only 1 other Tanager hit double figures off the bench Chandler Cleveland had 13 points. That was kind of quiet throughout the rest of the squad of just not scoring a whole lot, but balanced scoring. In fact, when you look at 7 different girls scored for Vermillion, in total, the Tanagers shot 50% from the field, including 68% in that second half, going 13 of 19 from the field. Ryan Deal is buying stock in the Vermillion Tanagers. Cole, we'll see if that translates into a top 5 ranking for the Vermillion girls. Again, before the game even started, the media polls were already completed. And I will give you a little bit of an insider. Yes, I do know the official rankings of what they are. No, I will not tell you. Those don't officially come out until 5 o'clock. All I can say is T-Area was receiving votes a couple weeks ago, and they were receiving votes when we went into this game. 25-8, 432. So again, nonetheless, Vermillion girls got back-to-back upsets with West Central on Friday, and then that victory against T-Area. Pass inside, shot counts, and a quick foul call. So Vermillion starting to see some other second teamers out there. Hansen is out there. I should be more specific. Both Hansens are out there. Trey and Carter are both out there. Sorrell and Cerny off the bench right now. Robinson is also out there. Shot up, and this one is good. Up to a 20-point lead, 28-18. It's the and one completed there by Garrett. He now has 6 points, all coming from the and one of bucket and the foul. And this quarter, Sorrell on the wing over to Cerny. Cerny to Hansen, to Sorrell. Back to Hansen, Carter that is, at the block. Leans into the defender, up with the shot, and can't get the fall. Fight for the rebound, and the Titans come away with it. 350, quickly into the front court. Thompson, and wanted to make a pass. It just threw it off the backboard and will go out of bounds. Jay Drake will take a look at the basketball, maybe saying, maybe it's the ball. The official said something to Drake, and he smiled as well. I think everyone was kind of, I think at this point, Jay Drake might be looking for anything. Three-pointer, Hansen. This one is good. Carter Hansen hits a big three-pointer. He's got 5 points in the ball game. 28-11, 2:28 second quarter. Almas, Thompson, three-pointer by Kosher the opposite way. This one off the mark, puts another offensive board. The 6th of the ball game. To Smythe, kick back out to Thompson. Back into Kosher. To Smythe along the baseline. He's double teamed. Out to Thompson. Rainbow pass the opposite side. Three-pointer. This one is good. Garrett Wiegenbaugh now has 9 points, all coming in this second quarter. In fact, he's now the leading scorer off the bench for the Titans. It's back up to a 20-point lead, 31-11. Sorrell trying to get some space. Free throw line back out. Three-pointer from Trey Hansen is off the mark, and the ball will go out of bounds. And we'll see some substitutions come on. Stick around, though, for halftime, as we will have head coach John Brooks, who has made the trip back home, or I should say on the road back home right now, as him and the girls, or at least some of the girls, I saw some of them sticking around, but some girls were making the road trip back home. Ball down, stolen away by Hansen, which is smart with the weather that we're getting outside right now. Last check, there was a sizable amount of snow in the ground outside. Was sprinkling a little bit when I got here about 11 o'clock or so. Quickly in the front court, three-pointer. This one is off the mark. Robinson can't come up with the rebound. It will go out of bounds and stay with the Titans. And I don't know what it is, Cole, but Vermillion just can't seem to get their hands on the orange today.
No, it just seems like everything they do, somebody almost buttered up the ball, it seems like, and they can't go in the hoop. There's a lid on the hoop. There's butter on the ball. Whatever you want to call it, Vermillion is just not on their game tonight.
Kosher makes the pass. Three-pointer. This one is off the mark for Jessen. But another offensive rebound, and Titans will just reset once again. Comfortable in this game. And now a timeout from head coach Drew Weber.
Timeout, Titans. 30 seconds out.
Today's broadcast here on Live Ticket TV is brought to you by Blaine's Body Shop. Blaine's has expanded now with more room than ever before. Blaine's is your trusted source for auto body repair, minor dents and scratches to full restorations. Blaine's can take care of it all, even the insurance. If you need body work done to your car, take it to Blaine's Body Shop. Today's broadcast is also brought to you by Farmers Union Insurance. Why choose Farmers Union Insurance? Well, they value what's important to you in your way of life. Whether you're a driver, homeowner, farmer, or business owner, let them show you how they can provide the protection you need. You can also find out more at farmersunioninsurance.com. Today's broadcast is also brought to you by the Vermillion Boosters. Boosters helping us out with interviews throughout the season, helping promote as well. Supposed to have some wrestling for tomorrow. Cole, you think we're going to have wrestling tomorrow?
Nada.
Supposed to be in Del Rapids, a quad going on.
Also, according to Twitter, Del Rapids has gotten 2 inches of sleet so far today.
Well, I definitely, if they haven't called it by yet, I guess I could probably make a text message over to Gary Culver. He'll probably have the answer for me extremely quick. Robinson over to Hansen. Back out to Robinson. I did ask Culver if they were going to move it to Monday. He said not at the moment, and that was early yesterday morning. 31-11. Moving it from side to side. Almost, wide open. Somehow he missed it. And Vermillion trying to fight for the ball. Finally, Trey Hansen is able to come up with it. 60 seconds and rolling before halftime. Have a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have our first half stats. We'll also catch up with head coach John Brooks. 31-11, 45 seconds, and turnover. Well, after we saw quick fouls, including 7 in that first quarter by the Titans, they've done an extremely great job of staying out of foul trouble in this second quarter, but I mean, it's pretty easy to do so when you're also leading by 20. Just let open shots happen at this point. Thompson, as they work it to Garrett, who has 9 points in the ball game, all coming in this second quarter to Thompson. Down to Boston at the block. Want to get it back to Garrett. Ball takes deflection as Cerny's in there fighting for it, and now a jump ball is called. Possession arrow favors the Titans as Coach Drew Weber shouting in frustration. Again, appreciate Drew helping us out on the pregame show as he caught up with us yesterday. In fact, I sent him a little bit of a text message, said, hey, do you have some time? And I think text back within a minute, said, give me a call. Thompson. With Garrett back over to Thompson, he'll shoot the 3. This one is good. Blake Thompson is the first Titan to hit double figures. He's got 11 points in the ball game. 34-11, Hansen a jumper right before the end of half. And not realizing, then forcing something just to try to put up a shot. Doesn't work out. 34-11 as we go to halftime. After quarter number 1, it was 22-2. So Vermillion gets 9 points, I guess, in that second quarter, but still trailing by 23 points as we go into the break. Head coach John Brooks is on the way next, and your first half stats. That's all on the way here on Live Ticket TV.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Well, at halftime right now, it's 34-11. It's the T-Area Titan boys that are all over Vermillion. Before we take a look back at this first half statistics, let's catch up with head coach John Brooks, who is joining us from on the road. Coach Brooks, how's the weather out there?
Yeah, got on the road a little early here, trying to get these girls home, and so far it's still pretty clear, so we're looking all right.
Well, that's a good thing for us, as we hope that snow continues to stay off. Coach Brooks, in this game, one heck of a performance from your group. I don't know if you saw the final numbers or not, but what was more impressive in this game? Brooke Jensen's 34 points or forcing the Titans into 26 turnovers?
You know, after the game in the locker room, that's what we told our girls. Our defense right now is just the difference maker for us. We're getting a lot of deflection. We're getting a lot of steals. You know, that's kind of set the tone. We feel like we're rushing teams, that's what we want to do. And then obviously Brooks putting the ball in the hoop night in and night out. But it was nice to see Chandler Cleveland get going again as well. You know, get her back in double figures. Get some of those other kids going. You know, that's key for us offensively.
Well, something you mentioned with Chandler Cleveland, and we got our opportunity to catch up with her the other night. You mentioned her 13 points. She's kind of the defensive specialist. How much can you say about her defense and what she's able to provide?
Yeah, you know, it's incredible how much she really gets done, especially inside the paint. You know, she's really only about 5'7", 5'8", so she gives up a lot of height in there most of the time, but she's a physical kid. She's a really good athlete. She's a competitor. And those things, a lot of things that don't show up in the stats sheet, she does for us.
Take nothing away from this big win today, but how much does Katie Vasika change the outcome, not maybe of this game, but the outcome of the score and how close it really is?
Yeah, you know, those things are hard to tell, and obviously a player like her, that's a big impact on her team. There's no question about it. Anytime you can put a 6'1" Division I recruit on the floor, it's going to change things. But you know, everybody goes through injuries, and I was just really happy with the way our girls stepped on the floor and competed tonight, or Dragons just today. And that's the big thing that we said. Whether she's playing, whether she's not, that doesn't determine how we play. We got to get after them. We got to be the team getting loose balls. We took our first charge of the season tonight, which was big, and make it those plays.
Yeah, you get two upsets back-to-back games, and the road does not get any easier. I know a couple weeks ago, Ponco was ranked number 3. I believe Parkson's got to be close to getting inside receiving votes. They're a great team. They return basically everybody back from next year going into these next few games. How intense is practice going to be, and how important is the recovery over the next 72 hours?
Yeah, recovery is big. I mean, we're in the middle of a brutal stretch. Obviously, West Central and T, and now we have, like you said, Ponca, Parkston, and then next week we go 3 games again with Madison, Lennox, and then we're going to get a top-ranked team in the Hanson Classic next Saturday. So it's not getting any easier anytime soon. We told the girls that a few weeks ago that we're going to go through this stretch, and we got to be ready to play it. And you know, mix and rest, mix in some good practices, and hopefully we're ready to go.
Well, Coach, congratulations on ringing in the new year with a huge victory over the T-Area Titans. You have a safe drive home, and we'll catch up with you on Thursday, all right?
You too. Thanks, Steve.
There he is, head coach John Brooks here on a halftime show. We're going to step aside and take a quick timeout. When we come back, it's the second half. That's on the way next here on Live Ticket TV. Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here is your spot with Live Ticket TV. With over 65 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you find the right market. Plus, you can work with me, Heath, and a portion of all sales made go right back to the school. Get a hold of me today and let's get started in helping build your brand with Live Ticket TV.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
There's no better organization that gives back to the student athletes than the Booster Club. The Vermillion Booster Club is committed to helping all student athletes grow. Join the Tanager faithful today by becoming a member at GoTanagers.com. While you're there, check out team apparel for your favorite sports team. Like them on Facebook to stay up to date on all the latest information and sports games. Join the Vermillion Boosters today and go Tanagers!
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
On one side, a blowout. On the other side, the makings of a blowout. 34-11 here at halftime as Vermillion struggled offensively. John Brooks here at halftime. But again, looking at the quick numbers for Vermillion scoring-wise, just 5 points for Carter Hansen, 4 points for Carter Skolksberg, and then 2 points for Zone Robinson. On the opposite side, the T area Titans, Blake Thompson already at double figures with 11 points. Garrett Winnebaga has 9 points, 6 points for Jessen, and then 4 points for Reese Krieshman, and 2 points apiece for Sam Almus and Jonah Kosher. All Titans have, I should say, all starters have scored so far, including Garrett's 9 points in the second quarter of just the 12 points that the Titans put up in the second quarter compared to that of 22. Again, I guess down in Vermillion, at least the way Coach John Brooks made it mention, there was no snow. They said about got 10 miles out of T or so, and everything stopped. So, we shall see if it stops too.
Not for me.
Well, that's because you're heading the wrong direction.
I'm heading right to the bullseye. They're measuring our snow totals in feet, not inches anymore.
Cole said, where is the most snow at? And that's where I want to go. 34-11. Tanagers come back out, and they're starting 5 of Ethan Kerner, Zone Robinson, Carter Hansen, Wyatt Gestry, and Carter Skolksberg, as there's an immediate turnover. Starting 5 back out there for the Titans as well. Kosher, Thompson, Almus, Jessen, and Krieshman. 34-11. Big lead right now for the Titans. And for Coach Drew Weber, this is no slouch of now just give up and easily move the ball around. They want to still play consistent basketball. This is a team that hasn't necessarily all played together, as they have had to go through injuries to open up this season due to the carryover of football. So even beginning to practice over a month ago now, a month and a half ago, they did not have some of their, in fact, starters out there. You look at Jackson Smythe, one of the key players for them. He is still coming off the bench. Carter Hansen, reverse layup is good. 7 points for him in the ball game, 36-13. So when you get some game time, some real action, they want to take it. And they went almost, or they did go 20 days in between games, the Titans did. So they're really looking to start getting back into game rhythm. Three-pointer from the corner. This one rattles out. Robinson with the rebound. Robinson in the front court to Gestring. To Ethan, over to Hansen. He'll shoot the three, and this one is off the back of the iron. To Kosher. Quickly up to Blake Thompson. Thompson will run it in for two. Blake Thompson, 13 points for him here in the ball game. 38-13, and ball is loose. Oh, Thompson to Almas. Almas, you betcha. Sam Almas slams it home. And now Coach Jay Drake wants a timeout. 40-13 is 6:02, third quarter. We'll step aside. We're back here in just a moment on Live Ticket TV.
Hi, this is Chris. Hi, this is Kristen Cunningham with Chic Boutique by Kristen & Company in Centerville, South Dakota. We're an all-size inclusive boutique offering sizes small through 3X on many items, including denim jeans and jackets, shackets, pants, skirts, graphic tees and sweatshirts, joggers, school swag, hats and caps, many fashion accessories including purses and lots of jewelry. And we also offer gift items for birthdays and weddings. Get your shopping fix at 636 Broadway Street, Centerville, South Dakota. Open Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 7, and Saturday, 10 to 4.
Maybe not entering Sandman, but we're certainly inside the Thunder Alley, where is all the team in white right now. The T area Titans, and dribbled off the foot of the boys in white. It will be Zone Robinson in the offense for Vermillion after a quick timeout from head coach Jay Drake. It's a 27-point lead. Again, we hit 30 or more, we're going to get ourselves a running clock. Robinson at the block, splits by a double team, and then had his shot blocked away by Krieshman, the third man, to step in there and help out defensively. 40-13, 5:29, third quarter. It's controlled, driving the lane, jumper. This one is off the mark. Fight for the ball back. Reese Krieshman through an elbow. And now a late foul called. I believe it's going to go against the Vermillion Tanagers. Wow. Wow. Usually the fouls aren't too obvious. That one seemed extremely obvious. And in the end goes against Vermillion. 40-13, 5:18, third quarter. Thompson to inbound it to Almas. Back out to Almas. Kosher. Far wing. Down to Thompson. Reese Krieshman gets it. Up and good for two. Reese has his first point since the first quarter. 6 for the ball game. 42-13, 4:55, third quarter. Zone Robinson has it on the dribble as he makes his move. Robinson over to Ethan. Ethan out to Hansen. Back to the top. Zone Robinson down to the block. Robinson tries to go up the shot, blocked away by Almas as he continues his great third quarter. Slam dunk, and had a block to it as well, and a very convincing block of that. 42-13, 4:40, third quarter. It will stay with the Tanagers. Hansen on the inbound to Robinson. Back trying to get to Hansen. Loose basketball. Here comes Thompson. Quickly the opposite way. Goes up with his shot. He's fouled by Wyatt Gestring. It will be the second team foul after picking up 7 team fouls in the first quarter. Total of 9 in the first half. The Titans have yet to commit a foul here in the second half. Trey Hansen ready to check in here in just a moment. Free throw is up and off the mark. Blake Thompson will have another opportunity. Ethan Kerner is out of the ball game. 42-13, 4:33, third quarter. Free throw is up and good. And with that free throw, we get ourselves to running clock. Again, only time it stops is fouls in timeouts. Carter Hansen pump fakes the three. Out to Trey. He'll shoot it. And this one is off the mark. Kosher quickly opposite way into Almas, who climbed the ladder, missed the shot. But Reese Krieshman there for the putback. He's got 8 points in the ball game. 45-13. Bounce pass over to Wyatt Gestring. Gestring over to Carter Hansen. Oh, Skolsberg wasn't paying attention. Hansen got it back. And I'm going to rely on Cole Larshier again in just a moment. Cole, that should be a travel.
Not if they deem that it tipped off the T player or if it tipped off somebody else.
I guess it did take a deflection there off of Skolsberg. Okay.
Then that's what it would be. It took a deflection off somebody, so they won't call it a travel.
Missed layup there by Reese. Robinson brings it across the timeline. And a reach in by Reese. So he thought he had the bead there on Robinson. It's foul number 1 for a team that is. It is the third personal on Reese. And now Gestring is out of the ball game. Connor Roehrig will take his spot. Again, a running clock. The only way we stop the running clock is we get back under 20 points. Now Hansen lost the basketball for a moment, able to pick it back up. Bounce pass over to Roehrig to Robinson. 45-13, 2:45 third quarter. Hansen to Hansen. Now to Robinson. From a different town, Robinson missed everything. Krieshman quickly up to Blake Thompson. He'll stop, shoot the three. Whereas Vermillion can't draw iron, all the Titans can do is draw net. 48-13, 2:20 third quarter. Coach Drake hasn't sat down yet. Roehrig, three-pointer the opposite way. This one's off the mark. Offensive rebound. Hansen back up and gets his shot to fall. Carter Hansen has all 4 points for Vermillion in this third quarter. 48-15. 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Thompson to Kosher. Get inside to Krieshman. Reese loses the basketball. Picked up by Zone Robinson. Titans get back quickly defensively, and a late foul called, and it will send Robinson up to the free throw line. 2 free throws upcoming. The foul will go against Kosher, picking up now his second personal and the second team foul. Robinson, the first free throw is up, and this one is off the front of the iron. Zone Robinson just 2 free throws in the ball game is his only scoring. As mentioned, a blowout on both games today, as earlier the Vermillion girls got an upset over T area, 62-34. Vermillion now moves to 5-0. Our very own Ryan Deal of 605 Sports is buying stock in the Vermillion girls. Of course, Cole and I have already bought our stock in the Vermillion girls.
Yep.
I mean, I never had a doubt about this team. And this was a team as well that not only made it to the Sodak 16, they went toe-to-toe with eventual state champion winners last year. So if you had any doubt about how good they could be, they're pretty darn good again this year. Now it's just the entire rest of the state seeing how good the Vermillion girls are. Like I said, the way things are starting off, and just according to the media, it seems a lot like it was 2 years ago when the Vermillion boys did the exact same thing, and everyone's like, all right, Vermillion boys 10-0, that's kind of cool. Everyone really wanted to give them credit till all of a sudden they went undefeated throughout the regular season and made it to the state tournament. Inside hop for Boston is off the mark. Drew Weber, I think, was getting a drink there. Kind of just patrolling the sidelines a little bit. Shot blocked away by Boston as Carter Hansen went up with his shot. And the Titans can hold for a last second shot. I don't think Kosher really cares at the moment. Now he's going to dribble it back out. With 8 seconds, Kosher, pass over to Smythe, back over to Almas. He'll shoot the three. This one off the mark. Kosher for fun. The shot won't count. 48-15. As we head to the fourth quarter, it will be a quick-moving fourth as well. It's coming up here in just a moment on Live Ticket TV.
Let's be real. You work, you worry, you wait, you wonder. These are the challenges of life on the farm. As a community bank, First Bank and Trust understands this rural reality. We're big enough to help ag producers grow for the future and small enough to get to know you right now. Our ag bankers have ag backgrounds, which means we'll help you work through the tough years and make the most of the great ones. First Bank and Trust. Real banking, real easy. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
48-15 as we enter the fourth quarter. As I mentioned just a moment ago, this is going to be a very quick moving fourth quarter as it's a 33-point lead. We do have running clock, and I don't believe Jessen out there is the only starter right now for the Titans. And he'll shoot the three. This one is off the mark. Vermillion does come back out with their entire starting five as Kerner tried to force the pass. Justin stepped in the way, knocked it out of bounds. It will stay with Vermillion. The clock stopped there for a moment. Robinson up with his shot, and he's going to be fouled. 2 free throws upcoming for Zone Robinson. Robinson just 2 points in the ball game. He is 2 of 4 from the free throw line. It's the third team foul. So his first free throw is up and good for Robinson. His first points of the second half. 3 for the ball game, and he'll get both of them. 48-17. Don't forget, we have plenty more coverage coming up here on Live Ticket TV of athletics. Smythe back out to Garrett. Shot up, and this one is good. Garrett now has 11 points in the ball game. He's the second Titan to get the double figures. But going off what I was just saying, as of right now, and I'm going to say this, as of right now, we do have wrestling here on Live Ticket TV tomorrow night. And then coming up on Thursday, we'll have more coverage of girls basketball as the makeup game against Ponca, Nebraska. Again, Ponca going into this week was ranked number 3 in Class C2. Ponca right on that edge, too. I don't know how to say this in a good way. It would be an A-B team, kind of right there at that mark. Probably fall right into the A category just by a few students. Kerner able to hit the free throws. So he has 2 points in the ball game, but as I mentioned, the standings, they were ranked inside the top 3. Ponca was, with I believe, was it only 1 loss on the season? And I know they take on a ranked Crofton team coming up, I believe, on Tuesday. Yeah, Ponca is 6-0, and they have coming up on their schedule, or now it's already been canceled, or no, excuse me. Yes, supposed to take on Crofton tomorrow. Crofton ranked number 6 in the standings in C2. That game probably not going to happen, and then get Vermillion. 50-19, 5:52, fourth quarter. As continue to go a little bit more deeper into their bench. The Titans are White gesturing to inbound the basketball. And a running clock as of right now. Been that way for majority of this third quarter. Zone Robinson up with the shot. He missed. And it goes out of bounds. Trey Hansen, Roerig, and Cerny all to come in for. Trillian Sorrell to come in. And we're going to see head coach Jay Drake go even deeper into his bench. So we're going to see basically the JV team versus the JV team. As also Cade Roovers will check into the ball game as well. Wearing the 10 of Ty Hertz. Of course, Ty Hertz, the main point guard for this boys basketball team, going to be a key piece to what Vermillion was putting together this season. Unfortunate, he comes up with an ACL injury during the football season and can't be featured. As of right now, I haven't talked to Dad recently. I believe rehab is going well. Trey Hansen's shot just kind of hung there for a moment. Shot up, and this one is off the mark. 52-19, 4:28, fourth quarter. Three-pointer, this one is off the mark. Kick back out. Trying to find their way in. Again, for Vermillion, just more chance to develop this bench. It's going to be a Vermillion team that just continues to grow over the next couple of years, and this was set at this year that they were going to be a team that developed, and you look at it as well for Vermillion, that's one of the big upsides and bright sides to this crew. That they are really going to start to grow over the next few years. As again, you look at their senior squad, Ethan Kerner, Wyatt Gestrin, Carl Skolingsberg, all key pieces to this starting five. Otherwise, again, Ty Hertz is out, another senior. Otherwise, everybody else coming back, and this is what you're seeing right now on the court. So these guys just continue to develop. The other big senior that you'll miss out and just that development. But, I mean, like I said, this team out there right now is only going to develop over the next couple of years. Free throw line. Titans move it around the perimeter, and now we're going to get a foul away from the ball. 2:56. And even more into the bench as Sean Doan is ready to check in at the next break. And Sean Doan will check in, so Trillian Sorrell will come out of the basketball game. Sorrell wasn't featured as much as we have seen him over the past few games. 52-19, 2:25, fourth quarter. Certainly this was a game needed as well for the Vermillion boys, just to get to see one of the top caliber teams when it comes to the T-Area Titans. Again, they were coming in 1-2 overall, but their schedule really goes against them. And could be a matchup, depending on how things fall throughout the region standings. This could be either first or second round that you see a little bit later on when it comes to the region playoffs. Now, foul called, and Hansen will head to the free throw line. 54-19, 1:45. Hansen, free throw is up and good. As now Cerny is out of the ball game, and checking in will be Wyatt Morse, the junior forward, into the ball game. Second free throw is off the mark, and ball will go out of bounds with 100 seconds remaining here in the ball game. 54-20, the T-Area Titans are going to get to 500 for the first time this season. Vermillion will drop to 2-3, where the Tanagers will also drop to 0-2 in the region. 54-20, Hansen drives in, can't get enough oomph on that one. And Titans will come the opposite way, just working the foul clock. Stick around, we'll catch up with head coach Jay Drake coming up on our post-game show. We'll also get you set for, again, sports coming up throughout the rest of the week as Vermillion boys, they're going to get at least a few days off before they're back in action, set to take on Parkston at home on Friday, is when they'll be back in action with a doubleheader with the boys and girls going on there at the Birdcage. Rohrig off the glass. This is good for two. 54-22. 33 seconds remaining here in the ball game. Titans do have to take one more shot, as there is 3 seconds that separate the shot clock from the game clock. Along the wing, trying to get it inside, back out, three-pointer from the corner. This one is off the mark. Ball is knocked back out, and with that, they can just hold on to it. With 3, 2, and 1, the T-Area Titans advance to 2-2 on their season, 1-1 inside the region, 1-1 in the DAC-12. The Vermillion boys fall 2-3 overall, 0-2 inside the region, and 1-1 in the DAC-12. As I said, our post-game show comes up next here on Live Ticket TV.
Limestone canyons, flowing waterfalls, and pristine beauty make Spearfish a sanctuary for those seeking the ultimate escape. Outdoor enthusiasts will find top-notch sport climbing, mountain biking, and UTV OHV trails. Guests are steps away from peaceful hiking trails and tranquil streams. Relax and rehash your day's adventure at one of our award-winning local breweries. Finding rest is an important part of any adventure. Lodging in Spearfish comes with a variety of choices, from cabins, B&Bs, and campgrounds to the comforts of your popular brand-name hotels. To find your unique adventure in Spearfish, go to visitspearfish.com now.
If you are self-motivated, accountable, and eager to learn new skills, we'd love to talk to you about a rock star career. Masaba in Vermillion is hiring full and part-time manufacturing positions for the rock industry. Masaba provides comprehensive training in a clean, safe, and state-of-the-art facility. Masaba offers competitive wages, a fun and interesting work environment and culture. Join our team of rock stars. Visit masabainc.com to learn more.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Farmers know crop insurance is essential for managing risk. It's also valuable for maximizing revenue. The crop insurance officers at Farm Credit Services of America have proprietary tools and expertise to deliver the personalized crop and revenue protection you need for the peace of mind you want. Nobody delivers crop insurance like this. Discover the difference by calling 800-884-FARM. Agriculture works here.
Birds like tanagers are great at flying out of the way to miss your car. Deer and other drivers are not. If you're in any kind of accident, bring your vehicle to Blaine's Body Shop in Vermillion. We repair your vehicle to pre-accident condition and handle the entire process from start to finish, including an accurate estimate and dealing with the insurance adjuster. So good luck to the tanagers, and if you're in an accident, bring your vehicle to
Blaine's Body Shop. Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Let's be real. You work. You worry. You wait. You wonder. These are the challenges of life on the farm. As a community bank, First Bank & Trust understands this rural reality. They're big enough to help ag producers grow for the future and small enough to get to know you right now. Our ag bankers have ag backgrounds, which means we'll help you work through the tough years and make the most of the great ones. First Bank and Trust. Real banking, real easy.
Well, here in game number 2 of our doubleheader, the Vermillion boys struggle to find offense, and they fall today with a final score of 54-22. Cole Larsch, looking back at this one, just a tough go for the Vermillion boys. Bring us inside the locker room right now. What does that feel like? If you're Coach Drake, what's the talk, and what are you guys trying to develop now?
Well, I think you want to mainly focus on the development of your young guys that you brought in late because, obviously first quarter 22-2, not going to help you very much to win games. You just want to erase all the bad stuff. We get it. We lost by 32 points. There's going to be a lot of bad stuff in the film. So when you break the game down or break the film down, you want to focus on all the positives. Although there might not be many, you got to find some to focus on that you can build your team off of and just keep highlighting the young guys that came in, see what they did good, help bring them up, and if you bring up the young guys, the older guys will come up with it, and it's just there's not a whole lot you can focus on from this game because if you focus on the negatives, there's going to be a lot, so just try and stay as positive as possible while still understanding that, yeah, we know we lost by 32.
Continuing to develop as well, 54-22 was your final. This was a good game for Coach Drake as well, to see how his guys would react in a situation like this, especially in that first quarter. You go down 22-2. The battling was still there from the Vermillion boys. What's the next step now for them to build off of this when situations like this do happen? Because take nothing away from this Vermillion boys team. A lot more tougher games. I mean, Dakota Valley, just the first one that comes to my mind, is going to be extremely tough. To keep on battling, what do you say to the troops?
Well, if you got your fight there, that's step number 1. Step number 2 is use that as aggression defensively to try and stop them. 22 points in that first quarter, a lot of big shots that T hit. You just got to limit those. Then once you get that down, then you can start working on the offensive end. But if you've got the fight and you've got the defense, the offense will come almost by itself because you've got more of the momentum. So just use that fight and use some more aggression on the defensive end when these runs start going. You want to come down here and shoot a 3. But if you're down 22-2, there's not a 20-point shot. There's 2s and 3s and 1s. So you need to focus on limiting them defensively. Then on the offensive end, shots will come.
No one hits double figures tonight for the Vermillion Tanagers as Carter Hansen finishes with 9 points. Skolingsberg finished with 6 points. 4 points for Zone Robinson, and Ethan Kerner hits 2 free throws. When it comes to the T-Area Titans, looking at their main contributors, in fact, off the bench, a big game for Garrett as he finished with 11 points. The leading scorer, though, as he didn't even play the fourth quarter, Blake Thompson finishes with 17 points. Reese Krieshman finished with 8 points in the ball game. Sam Almus, including his huge dunk in that third quarter, finished with 6 points, and Justin also finished with 6 points as well, as again it's a 54-22 victory for the T-Area Titans today. Well, we're going to step aside, see if we can't catch up with head coach Jay Drake. That is on the way next here on Live Ticket TV.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
As they clean up quickly, want to get everyone moving right along. We'll see if we can catch up, still with head coach Jay Drake. I'm not for sure if Coach Drake has even come out of the locker room at this point, as again, the boys fall today 54-22 is your final. The Vermillion girls, they get a huge victory, 62-34, so kind of saw two blowouts here today. But Vermillion boys, they'll be looking to rebound. Cole, get your final thoughts going back to that girls game quickly. I mean, we definitely didn't expect a blowout. People will question, is it an upset? Yes, it's an upset. I mean, you have a team that's receiving votes, T area, after some losses to some actually top-ranked teams in Class A. I believe that T area with the girls were able to do.
Absolutely, and if they can keep it up, they've proven that, especially not even a blowout, is just a really good performance by the Tanager girls.
What's more, a lot of numbers, but is their balanced scoring?
It's about the better time for schedule.
Again, the continued development as what we have coming up with the schedule over the next few days. Again, as of right now here on Live Ticket TV, the wrestling team is set to partake in a quad up in Del Rapids, as we expect that will not be happening, but as of right now, we're going to keep it on the schedule. Then coming up on Thursday, we have more basketball action for you, as the Vermillion girls will take on ranked number 3 Ponca Indians and a Class C2 in the state of Nebraska. That will be in Ponca. And then coming up on Friday, it is the doubleheader as the Parkston Trojans will be taking on Vermillion right inside the birdcage. Cole, when it comes to the media rankings, Parkston, I know you re-saw them again, and they're like, whoa, they beat a great Centerville team convincingly the other weekend in the Parkston Classic. What should we expect from the Trojans, not just only the Ponca Indians?
Two very good teams, both the Tanagers, the Indians, and the Trojans. I mean, so 3 good teams, I guess, all going to be really high up. There should be some really competitive and really good basketball. You know, Parkston, they brought back a lot of seniority, and I thought earlier that they had graduated most of that, but no, they brought almost all of it back, so that should be a really, really good game in the birdcage on Friday. Then Thursday,
the Ponca Indians, when we got to watch them during volleyball, and that was a team that had a lot of size, that had a lot of depth. That is what you're going to see as well from the Ponca Indians. A lot of those girls that played on the volleyball team and getting a sweep over Vermillion during the volleyball season, you are going to see that again, because that's just how good they are. Again, Ponca is set to take on Crofton, Nebraska. That's a battle of top 10 ranked teams. That's supposed to happen tomorrow. I know down in Nebraska, kind of that area could be seeing some of the weather as well, but not for sure if they'll be having it or not. Certainly one to pay attention to see if they do, as we try to catch up with head coach Jay Drake here on the post-game show before we head on out. But again, Vermillion Ponca coming up on Thursday. Otherwise, we do have wrestling as well coming up right here on Live Ticket TV. And then we mentioned Parkston coming up on Friday. So going to be very, very busy for us over the next couple of weeks as we continue to progress and move along. Cole, any final thoughts from you?
Not really, no.
2 big blowouts that we see here in the Thunder Alley. As again, looks like I don't know if we're going to catch up with head coach Jay Drake or not here on the post-game show. As again, Vermillion, great win for the girls. A tough loss for the boys. As the boys, it's all about developing their depth and their team as of right now, and just continuing to move on with that mark as well. As again, Vermillion boys, they only have that 1 game coming up against Parkston, and talk about Vermillion boys and what they're able to do as well. Looking ahead to kind of the rest of their schedule, it gets maybe not as easier for Vermillion, but just continue to make the next step as they'll be coming up next week against Madison, then Lennox, Elk Point, Jefferson, Sioux Falls Christian. Again, a few busy games, and that Elk Point, Sioux Falls Christian, Garrettson is going to be a very deep run as well. Today was all about developing the players, 54-22. Coach Drake, that's the biggest takeaway in this game. What was it about developing your team, now getting in a game like today and knowing the next steps you need to take with your group?
Yeah, we said beforehand, obviously, this would be the best team we've played or faced this year at this point, and we'd find out a lot about our team, and I think we did. And the one thing is we just got to be able to handle adversity a little bit better. We were disappointed as a coaching staff, obviously, on the first quarter. I thought we let them speed us up. And then just handling things, whether it's a tough call, a missed assignment, missed shot, you just got to go play a next possession mentality. And it sounds so cliche when you say that stuff, but that's the reality of the situation. We kind of took one on the chin to start the game, and I thought as a team we kind of just took it and kind of laid on the mat and said we're in the same situation, but it was flipped against Crofton. And I thought in the second half, when you get in games like these are the toughest games from an individual standpoint on both sides of things, of how disciplined are you?
Yep.
Do you stick with good habits? If you're up by 30 against Crofton, I thought the second half we went backwards a little bit because I can get away with this or that. And then tonight, we're down by 30 in the second half, and yet, are we staying down in the stands? Are we still talking out there? Are we executing things the way we'd like to as a program and our philosophy? And, I think it didn't go well tonight either. So those are things that our guys, they're learning. And the big takeaway, though, is, we've seen some of the things and the physicality that you're going to have in a high school boys basketball game. But now, over these next few weeks, you got to kind of adjust, show that there's some growth, that we're learning from it, or are we staying and doing kind of the same things as individuals and as a team? And that's we've talked about the definition of insanity.
Yep.
If we're hoping for a different result, we can get ready for a Parkston team on Friday.
Coach Drake, I'll let you go with just that because I know you have to make a bus and get on home, all right?
All right, thanks a lot, Heath.
There he is, head coach Jay Drake here on our post-game show. We'll wrap it up as well as the final score here in the boys won 54-22 and earlier 62-34 as the Vermillion. Yourself a wonderful new year and a wonderful rest of your day.